Then who is this en route?
Everyone in the tavern knows that name. Long ago, its owner grew tired of jokes, cast aside his mask, and walked away. Some say he became a mourning actor. Others say he jumped into IX's black hole. But none of that matters. What truly matters is that you have my unreal sparks and sparks. Give it back, give it back.
What do you mean, give it back? It just wandered off, and I happened to find it on the way, so I brought it home. You want it? Here, take it now.
Absolutely not. Wait, right now?
Guess I'll keep it. Bye-bye.
Uh-oh. And she disappeared.
Get back here!
Sir, do you need to hire a private detective?
Hey!
A computer that's probably older than you, living out its golden years on this desk. Side note, I wonder if anybody actually has some kind of computer like this running anymore. See if there's anything we can get on Himiko.
Formal caution regarding a student's non-compliant hairstyle. Disciplinary action concerning a student's involvement in 3 food poisoning cases. Disciplinary notice for a student's involvement in a physical altercation.
Holy crap. Damn, Himiko was a baller there. She was a thug. Right. This isn't exactly the task at hand. Yeah, we don't need to dig up dirt on trained mom. We don't need to see what she was like in her angsty teenage years.
I come to praise. I come to analyze. I come to render. I weave the cosmos into brocade. Breathe soul into painted stones. Let the jewels of heaven rise as they will. All for the Amber Lord.
Goodness, my life makes me. I'm all tingly. Oh! Nice landing. Okay.
You're afraid.
I'm not. I respect your choice. Fine. You're right. I'm afraid. So what? Listen, I just can't stand by and watch one of my kin sacrifice himself.
Aww.
Kin.
What else? Friend? Colleague? Playmate? The guy who carries my bags when we go shopping?
The guy that wakes me up and cooks my food, and I call him Dad sometimes.
My mind is made up. You should understand. Misplaced emotions will only cause the mission to fail.
You really are just plain dumb. To be honest, I'm the same way.
Aw, look. Look, they're enjoying a beautiful view of the thunder coil. At least they died happy together. Okay, that was dark.
To think you could resist this perfect desire.
You've got it wrong. No matter how beautiful your illusion is, it can't change its essence. Once happiness is within easy reach, it becomes as bland as a cup of plain water. In our line of work, who hasn't tasted the true zest of life only after long torture? What we masked fools do best is distill pain into the strongest wine and spin despair into the maddest joke. Thanks for the sugar water. It tastes pretty bland.
Have you thought it through? What defines a blade? The sharpness that endures after all has worn away. I shall take veracity as my forge, and abundance as my iron. Die a thousand deaths. Tempered into a blade! What? Not even a welcome back?
When the fluffy figurines hit the shelves the other day, this mysterious old guy snatched them all up, saying something about using them as art references for students. He loaded up a whole cart like he was stocking inventory. Not long after he left, a girl with bunny ears came to buy figurines too. She was clearly a collector, buying complete sets. Then she discovered that in every collection she wanted, there was one Hemacat missing. That old man bought all the Hemacats!
He took all the Hemacats. No! I think he actually did buy the Hemacats.
Where should we go next? Are there any other surprises I'm not aware of?
God, that is so annoying.
Who dares disturb my 1,000-year slumber?
Who is that?
Not only will I refuse to grant you 3 wishes, I shall also lock you in my canvas to suffer in my stead!
Ah! Are you dead or alive?
Thanks for the invite. I'm not quite dead yet, but I don't feel alive.
Dude, I only left you 20 minutes ago. You look like you're halfway to the grave. Oh, we got her to laugh a second time.
My apologies. I didn't mean to mock. I was merely curious. Is this thing really the sacred instrument with which you pass judgment upon supplicants? Is it really just a literal ruler?
Hey, don't underestimate the spirit branch of true law. When it first appeared in the form of a...
Hello, everybody. It's me, Mare, and I am back at Honkai Star Rail. And if you're wondering, hey, it's not like your usual time. Usually you're doing this pretty much later in the day or the morning or whenever you usually catch this, but yeah. Yesterday I was planning on doing like a matinee stream, like just an early one, because Monday nights I usually go out and during this time it's beauty season. It's a just the theater that I frequent, so just about every Monday is a show night for me, so I wouldn't be able to stream that day. So I was going to do that, but I didn't. I'll discuss about that later. And yeah, I'm just gonna make up for it today by doing 2 streams instead of like 1. So I'll do one now. I'll do one when I usually do mine. So yeah. So if you're new here, hello, I'm Mare, and I just play Genshin Impact. I play Honkai Star Rail. I did try to play WoW, but that didn't really click for me. Anyways, I solidly play this, and these 2 games just keep me occupied plenty. So I'll just amuse myself with that. And what I'm going to do today is just talk to a bunch of NPCs. So, I started talking to the folks at the Xianzhou Luofu. I just only went to the, what was it? Central Starskiff Haven. I seriously spent like 3 hours just talking to the people there in my last stream. So I'm gonna keep going down the list on the map. So the next stop is going to be probably the Central Starskiff Haven, maybe? Wait, no, that's where I was before, dummy. There's a couple at Cloudford. I'm gonna get to Stargazer and Navalia. Wait, no, I already went there. There's pretty much nothing but enemies there, so I'm gonna skip this whole map. So, Cloudford, Exalting Sanctum, Arum Alley. But before I get to that, I'm going to go around on the express and talk to the folks that are visiting today. If I can get this stupid audio to work. So, yeah, I'm still waiting on my stupid, new Chatlink Pro link, cables to come in.
Nice.
I don't think that they're gonna be here in time for me to actually start doing, the new update for Genshin Impact, but I think this might be okay. Maybe. I don't know. This is really pissing me the hell off. I'm sure it's being heard enough. Well enough. Hold on, let me just keep adjusting myself. This is a bunch of bullshit. I have to deal with this, and then there's a new freaking update for Genshin. Okay, that'll work. I just have to make sure not to move my stomach at all. That's fine. That's totally fine. God, this is gonna tick me the fuck off all for the next week until I get my new goddamn cables. And I can't even look up when the hell they're actually gonna show up at my door. Alright. Whatever, let's talk to Ashveil. Hi, Ashveil!
The Phantom Moon Games are in full swing. Want to try to win big with a bet? I've studied all kinds of competitions over the years, and my greatest advice for you is... don't ever put all your bananas in the same fridge.
Come on, it's gotta be all or nothing now.
That type of betting only works for the reckless and ridiculously lucky. I got hooked on horse racing for a time, chasing a better life. Oh, the horse's gait, the jockey's handling, the pre-race positioning. It all followed discernible patterns. In summary, it's all about observation, analysis, and deduction. The same method applies to all other competition analysis, such as the Phantom Moon Games.
God damn it. Stupid ass fucking audio. Well, I'm the main character. Go in on me.
I'll give you this one for free. Never reveal your bets to anyone before the results come out. But, I'm always here if you fancy going over the odds.
Yeah, I talked about him about the exact same thing yesterday, but... I don't know, the Phantom Moons are already almost coming up at a close. I just got the notification that, oh, right, the preview is going to be coming up very soon, in like the next couple of days. Friday for me, at least. Early Friday morning from where I'm at. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. They're going to preview Pearl! Exciting! It's just be like, oh, we've met this character for such a long time, and it's like, oh! Right. What the hell is their kit gonna be like when they're playable? We talked some things with Pom Pom. I think this might be something a little bit different from what I previewed. Yeah, that feels a little different. Hey, Pom Pom, just what is this?
Huh? What's wrong? The coach has always been so peaceful and quiet. Are you not used to it?
It's okay. I could just go for a stroll if I want.
A stroll? Why stroll around when you could just ask me anything? If you got nothing to do, you can go look outside the window. The view is spectacular. Both March 7th and I love sitting in the window seats and staring out the window at the stars. Sometimes, we even get to see some rare wonders.
Okay, never mind. I definitely have done this before. Where do I go? Oh, I just gotta go over here. Hi, Nat. I'll get to her in a sec. Despite the view being spectacular outside, it doesn't seem so special once you've been looking for as long as you have. I mean, it's kind of pretty. I'm done.
I wasn't kidding, wasn't I? Isn't it interesting?
It's alright, nothing special.
Don't be a hater. Forget it. If the Nameless didn't long for the outside world, then they wouldn't be called the Nameless. It's the duty of the conductor to maintain a peaceful and orderly atmosphere aboard the express. Once you go outside on your adventures again, you'll understand how precious and rare a commodity piece is.
Fair enough, because goddamn, it's been like constant chaos on goddamn Plan Arcadia. No matter what's going on. Hi, Natasha!
The vast universe and Eurilo 6. Huh. How could you ever get tired of such an incredible view?
Oh, well, definitely she likes the view. She's grateful for it, considering she, well, pretty much she was part of the people that got locked up underground for 10 years. So, of course, you would not take it for granted.
If only there was a way for me to preserve this moment and show it to the kids back home.
Well, we can get March's camera.
Oh, that won't be necessary. I cannot imagine March reacting well if her camera went missing. Besides, phones and cameras capture great beauty, but it never compares to what we see with our own eyes. For the children in the clinic to truly know the feeling of this view, they'd have to be here to see it themselves.
Yeah, luckily Hook at least regularly comes by here. It's always a joy to see Hook. Hold on, let me readjust again. I swear to God, if this thing, like, snaps on me in the middle of the stream, I'm gonna be freaking mad. I mean, granted, you're probably not gonna be missing all too much with the audio, because, well, they're NPCs, and they're not really voiced. They'll probably have some introductory line or two, and that's pretty much it. The rest is on me. Come on, I just got it. Seriously, it's just like... I have to push it in really hard, like the little jack here. It's just an ongoing issue here. I'm not gonna... Pom-Pom, don't push me around like that! It's a little strong, though. Hold on, lady. I'll get right to ya. Seriously, I'm spending 17 minutes just trying to talk to the fucking people on the ship. Hi, Blade. What the hell is he talking about?
The data bank contains very detailed records on weapons.
Impressive, right?
Every weapon's origin, design, application, and effects are documented without flaw. Every single annotation here was written by him.
Yep, Dan Hung is very thorough.
I suppose he does show some dedication. Though there are many kinds of weapons across the cosmos, even more have faded into obscurity.
Why don't you try writing an entry?
I'm no longer an expert in this field. My advice may not carry much weight today. If you have the chance, ask the craftsmen of the Juming instead.
Okay, well, yeah, maybe I'll hit up Yunli or something. Got it, like, Yunli. Wait, was she one of the characters that would come up on the Express? There's definitely a few that can't anymore. Let's see. Yeah, Locha was here for a bit. Yeah, most of these people come by regularly. Well, not Misha. Yeah, they can't come back on. Otherwise, pretty much everybody but two of these folks probably... Oh, Black Swan too. Otherwise, other than... That's still like over 30 people that still come by. Alright, well, let's get to what I was gonna do today. To Cloudford. So, pretty much, I think everybody that I could talk to is literally just in this little area here. Yeah, everywhere else it's just a bunch of enemies and cargo. boxes.
Why don't you tell me what's in the container?
This batch
Get
of
it right,
goods is
then
not
it's yours.
registered properly. Ugh. Yeah, I don't think these lines go as fast as it does on newer planets. All of you claim ownership of the goods. Tell me what's inside the crate. I'll give the goods to whomever with the correct answer. There's fertilizer for growing starskiff inside. No loss, no evaporation, zero waste. You're wrong. There are bottles of mineral water inside. God, this is so painfully slow. They definitely... These kind of conversations go way faster on other planets. We're porters from the Scale Gorge waterscape. The crate is mine! Mine! You're a liar. That's a lie. It's obviously mine. Both of you are wrong. Jesus Christ, that took like 3 minutes to freaking do. Oof. Yeah, probably should try to listen in on those kind of conversations, but some of it might be interesting. Probably better to have it be just 2 people than 3. Right. Seems like the Skyfaring Commission has updated their regulations yet again. Mostly about detentions and compensation due to the ambrosial arbor's new growth. But there doesn't seem to be anything about document approvals. Hello there, boss. Are you also a traveling merchant from beyond the sky? My name is Miriam. Is it? Yeah, Miriam. My name is Miriam, and I'm mostly involved with the distribution and sales of Cyber City superconducting alloys. Let's talk if you're interested. That's what I'm here to do, honey. I'm no outworlder traveling merchant, and I'm not into business. Okay, just kind of opening up with that. Doesn't matter whether you're an outworlder traveling merchant or not. I'm more concerned about other vendors trying to sell Cyber City superconducting alloys out there. On the Xianzhou, there's a saying, your peers are your rivals. And another one, rivals will always run into each other. Meaning, rivals tread a narrow path alongside each other. We are no rivals, so the road we take should surely widen out. But not necessarily for that traveling merchant over there called Sinclair. I suggest you keep away from him, whether you're a rival or not, for longevity's sake. We're a short-lived species here, so life can be cherished. Why would a traveling merchant come to Cloudford? I mean, isn't this kind of like one of the trading hubs here? You really do sound like an outsider when you ask questions like that, boss. Well, yeah, I'm not a merchant, but I'm definitely an outsider here. I loaded up a bunch of my stock into the Trove Avenger here in Cloudford. Despite the Skyfaring Commission's guaranteeing security for me, there's always an abomination or two nearby, so I often stop in to check on my stock. Also, I just feel... It's just a feeling I've got that the Xianzhou people have an unusual conception of time. Yeah, I definitely had to discuss this quite a lot. They definitely view things a lot more differently than people with shorter lifespans. Because, well, they could live for decades and hundreds of years, so definitely your concept of what should be valued or devalued. I'm surprised antiques are even a thing in the Xianzhou. or fashion trends. I'm pretty sure everything is pretty much almost exactly kind of like how it is with just us regular folk, except like drawn out maybe 5-10 times longer. Where like something like a fad would probably be like literally 50 years. For them, 10 years is like a snap of the fingers. So when they tell you things like soon, you have to keep on pressing them because in their minds, it's not an urgent matter. Yeah, definitely 10 years is quite a goddamn long time to be waiting on something. This matter can wait, though. So, you'll see me chasing up that guy named Mao Zhen every single day. So I'm stuck here. All I can do is check up on the Skyfaring Commission's regulations and pace around anxiously. If you're down for a casual chat with me, it'd be a great way to pass the time. How about it? Yeah, let's keep talking. That's all I can ask for. What would you like to chat about? I'm guessing you and that Sinclair guy don't get along? Honestly, if you ask me, I have never taken him seriously. Master Sinclair always thinks that I'm out to get him, and that I'm his evil mastermind stealing his business. When I offer a price, he lowers it, and so I put out another price, and he lowers it again. I suspect that he's here for charity instead of business. I didn't mind it at first, but after thinking it through, as an experienced traveling merchant, how could I show any weakness in front of this oaf? So, if you want to lower the price, I shall accompany him down. I'll get my documents from the Skyfaring Commission approved before he does, too. That'll show him how a serious merchant gets business done. That'll show him how a serious merchant gets business done. Do you know a traveling merchant with a coffin? Wait, did this Trailblazer even meet Locha? I can't remember. That was so goddamn long ago. A traveling merchant with a coffin? Not that I've seen. But then again, I don't know all the traveling merchants here. If I knew that Sinclair was already selling superconducting alloys, I wouldn't even have gotten into this trade. What rotten luck. But this merchant with a coffin? You're asking about sounds very mysterious. I once saw a show on IPM with the solo gunslinger dragging along a coffin as he stalks the muddy wilderness, saving a girl from bandits' clutches. Okay, now that sounds like a reference. What it is, I don't know, but that does sound like kind of a haunting image there. The gunslinger had this troubled past that etched into a face clouded by memories. At one point, I thought the coffin would be empty. Every time someone asked him what was in the coffin, he replied that it was himself. That's spooky as shit. Okay. If that's not a movie yet, I need to see that being made. Like, now. Like, soon. Then I guessed it was a close friend or family member. A symbol of misfortune that forced him to drag the coffin out of guilt. But nobody mentioned any rotting stench emanating from within. Later, I thought there must be a treasure or fortune inside. The coffin was just a red herring. You may have heard that some cosmic treasures don't fare well under natural light. So in the end, right, what does the gunslinger pull out of the coffin? A fully automatic heavy energy machine gun. What a surprise. Think about it. He's a gunslinger. So what else would be in the coffin? So, if the traveling merchant with the coffin you mentioned is a traveling merchant, there should be goods for his sale stuffed inside the coffin. Yeah. Seriously, what the hell is in Loach's coffin? I have not looked that up. I have him in my roster. At least I have been trying to read through some of the profiles for everybody. Shoot, who was the last one that I read? Can't remember. I definitely remember reading Sampo's recently. That was hilarious. You sound really experienced when it comes to waiting for official documents. It's complicated. When I was back at my home planet, getting a business license was always a real pain. It usually took a year. At first, I was pretty angry and anxious. But later on, I became more calm about it. In the end, when the official documents was finally issued, I didn't feel any type of joy you'd expect. I was just so numb from waiting so long that I couldn't even get hyped up to celebrate. Well, it's like, finally, I can get to do the thing that I want to do and can legally do it. And it's like, goddamn, I'm so finally done of waiting and it's finally over. The human condition, just waiting for stuff and just being thankful that it's over. And then you're just back to waiting and doing some other thing. Usually waiting for something else to happen. There's always be things there that are a pain, and not having official documents won't be the worst. I mean, as long as nobody deliberately messes things up, it'll get done sooner or later. Fortunately, our luck held out until we got there in the end. Hey, but I wouldn't call this any kind of experience. Please, forgive me. Alright, well, I see that I took a bit of your time. I'm glad that I at least gave you some entertainment. I'll be heading off then. Off you go. Take care. Yeah, where the hell is that Sinclair guy? Also, who the hell was I just looking the profile on? I wasn't venturing. It wasn't any of these folks. Definitely remember reading Argenti. Oh, hers was pretty sad. It's all described through Svarog. Huh. I guess I haven't really read anybody's recently. Yeah, where's Sinclair? I think he was over here, across the square. My home planet doesn't have much trade as it is. Why haven't the guild permits have been released yet? You! Yeah, you! What are you doing? Looks like he's just waiting on papers just like Miriam back there. If you're awaiting documents from the Skyfaring Commission, you better get behind me in line. Go on, then get out of the way. I'm not waiting for documents from the Skyfaring Commission. Hey, why did you say so? You have to wait for me to say all that before you made things clear. Since you're not an outworld or merchant waiting here for documents, then I suppose we aren't rivals. On the contrary, that Miriam, what a wreck. It's a disgrace just to be within spitting distance of her. If you're following the Agian customs of my own homeworld, I would have challenged her to a duel and fought for dignity with my fists. Damn. If she were on the Xianzhou, know what I'm saying? All uppity and civilized can't get into a scrap here. Oh, so definitely have more of that thug attitude going on you. I feel that coming from you. I've heard that people on the Xianzhou duel on the I've heard that people still duel on the Xianzhou, obviously. They have their own honor. But, yeah, I think they do things more refined than just putting down their weapons and fighting each other to the death with their fists. Let me guess, you're a fan of protecting Scarskiff Haven, right? That program is so superficial. They get it all wrong. Besides, every time I want to duel, that guild rep with a big tall will. Wait, the big tail? Shit. That guild rep with a big tail will always say, no fighting, no fighting. Guild approval is rare privilege reserved for the patent. For the patent? Patient? Patent. Damn. I can't read for shit right now. Thank God I didn't do this yesterday. For the sake of these documents, I had to hold back. You know, it's disorderly conduct to be trying to have a scrap with everybody that you feel like has wronged you or is just in your way. Gotta follow the local customs, right? Back in my hometown, it's proper etiquette to settle disputes with a duel. As for those astonishing age restrictions for entertainment, my friend who works at the entertainment division keeps telling me how much of a problem the restricted for those under 200 years old rating system is. Really? Damn. And I was just like thinking, what would a teenage really be considered in the Xianzhou? Like Yukong's child, she had her coming of age ceremony. What time is that actually held in their lifespans? Like after 100 years or something? I mean, granted, they're Foxians, so it's probably a smaller scale. But still, it might be higher than you expect. Back on Agaya, personal weaponry is licensed for, personal weaponry is legislated for ages 12 and up. Jesus Christ. Have you two come to a disagreement? Yeah, you and Miriam back there. Ever heard of Cyber City superconducting alloys? Mayhaps. I had a whole stockpile and was ready to come up at the Xianzhou and make it big. Until I found out about Miriam having the same plan and wanting to steal all my business. I can't accept it. I'd rather lose my money than let the Skyfaring Commission buy her stock. I know I'd come off as a rather aggressive, and my friends back home will always remind me that this'll run me out of business one day. If I offended you just now, please don't take it to heart. Take this gift for meeting up with me. If we get a chance to work together in the future, then let's do some business. Do you want to chat more? Hell yeah. Ask away. If I'm able to answer, I'll be sure to let you know. What is this Agayan you speak of? Huh? Are you interested in our Gaia civilization too? That's great. Let me fill you in so you don't formulate any negative stereotypes. I only heard of the place, so please elaborate of your homeworld. Thousands of years ago, our Gaian civilization was just a group of interstellar herders who did things our own way. Under the guidance of the navigator Moth, we'd live a nomadic lifestyle across several planets. In many cases, internecine quarrels would internecine? What the hell is internecine? Internecine quarrels would break out over resources. Oof, boy. Your civilization's probably starting to spread itself thin. Until one day, the almighty Pollock Agayan Kong, hero of the Agayan Khanate, realized an ambition. Everyone utilizing the same language, culture, and all worshipping the preservation, why not unite under a powerful alliance together? In the end, Pollock Khan's cultural and military achievements unified the Gaia. Gutenberg, Ramon, and Haitian Khanates under one banner, the almighty Agayan civilization, which we know to this day. Later on, the IPC made the first contact with us. The Agayan civilization was officially added to the credits macro economy, right? It's a big ordeal. Once the IPC gets their sights on you, oh boy. Not easy to leave. Only then would I find when you come to the Xianzhou to conduct business affairs. Our modern tradition of dueling comes from Pollock Khan. We felt that human dignity would be demonstrated via a fair duel between two individuals. So, do you get it now? Dueling isn't a barbaric custom at all. Rather, it's our display of human dignity. Yeah, I could definitely see that something like that would probably linger on in the zeitgeist of that culture. Even legally. What are you going to do with your batch of goods? What can I do? I just can't leave them here to rot.
I don't mean that Cyber City superconducting alloys could ever actually rot. I just mean that I can't go back to my hometown with my tail between my legs and nothing to show for it. Ours isn't a hyper-developed star system. Once the IPC settled in, that was the end of our local business economy. So I teamed up with a few hometown friends, pooling our money to make opportunities for ourselves beyond the sky. I ended up being the only one who made it to Xianzhou Luofu, which was no big deal. People back home wouldn't feel like they were losing their shirts as long as I can get some business going for us. I heard they needed these superconducting alloys over at the Artisanship Commission, but not very much. But Miriam popped out of nowhere, and what's the business for herself? Now I have to compete with her prices. I'm so anxious. But, I mean, you're just trying to, like, I don't know, I forgot what it is, where it's like, well, I'm selling at this price, and then you try to undercut them. I think that's how it is, just undercutting the prices just to get the business. She cut her prices, then so did I. I had to make the sales that couldn't let her seize the advantage from me. What about making inquiries over at the Skyfaring Commission? Because, right, he's pretty much at the same... you guys are basically still in the same hole, man. You guys are squabbling with each other, and you're just sitting here waiting on papers. Never mind the business. Come on, do you really think I haven't tried? I've been here many times already. The Skyfaring Commission has been reasonable. I can only blame the Ambrosial Arbor's new growth, the closing of the Jade Gate, and the cessation of trade permits. I have been burned out for a while over at the Skyfaring Commission, and I can understand how hard they've been working.
Oh, hi, Taro. Hello, Bunny. Hello.
After the disaster, I came to realize that there's no such thing as a steady and stable business out there in the universe. Or Common Xianzhou saying puts it, it's a matter of time, luck, and fate. Yeah, just kind of shit that you decide to go out to the stars and try to do business out there, and everybody has like I don't know, there's like an embargo going, or gates are closed, you get trapped here on Xianzhou like some folks did, or have a hell of a time trying to get in. I think we pretty much had to sneak our way to the Xianzhou when we first got here. Here's a guy called Maozen who's keen to help us solve things. I trust he can help me with document approval, so I'm staying here. The key is Miriam. She could just be a little more sensible. Come on, how about you guys stop thinking of each other as rivals or business rivals? And you guys are pretty much in the same boat. How about you guys try to help each other out a little bit? Or at least, you know, not be catty against one another. I mean, at least they're not full-on hurling insults or anything. Alright, well, I guess I'll leave you to it then. Cool, Outworld traders like us need to stick together. Well, I'm not a trader. Who is a trader? Miriam, the one that you've been squabbling with, and she with you. Seriously, quit your bitching with each other. Cool, and I got some stuff. Yeah, I don't think there's really anybody's over here, but I can listen on what these two. The docks haven't been fully resumed operations yet, but here we are, working. Where do you think we'll be heading next? I'm gonna get some fried potato sticks at the docks. Ooh, that sounds nice. I like potatoes. That's not what I'm saying, buddy. I'm talking about our lifelong goals. Do we really have a long life? But we do have a really long life, but honestly, what's the purpose to live such a long time? To get some fried potato sticks at the docks. Yeah, where can we buy some? Yo, Mac, you actually got some potato sticks that you're, selling? Oh wait, this is Maozen. That's the guy that is supposed to be dealing with shit over here.
Before we talk about collaboration, please review the relevant documents.
Ah, the hero! You're back. What business brings you here? Or have you come looking to try your luck at the abandoned parcel? Yeah, I think I've done a bit about that. Ooh. Maybe I will try my luck today. Let's have like a little cheeky, little, blind box. Let's buy it all. And, ooh, this too. Aw, it doesn't have potato sticks on them. Yeah, what'd I get? What'd I get? Can I actually look up what I got? Okay, I have to remember I have that little key card thing. That's important for later. Let's see, what's in these? Unclaimed parcel. Opening them may yield random materials. I swear to God, if this is some good shit, then I'm gonna be disappointing. I haven't been here every week getting this crap. Yeah. Maybe better that next time. Unless these are the deluxe parcels. Not much. Oh! 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 That's like level up material there. I could have just gotten this from there. I just get that shit for free. Okay, maybe it's worth trying to get the deluxe parcel from over here. Damn it. And it's Monday. I have to wait a whole freaking... Wait, it's Tuesday today. Damn. Whatever. I have to wait a couple more days before I can get some more, can't I?
Before we talk about collaboration, please review the relevant documents.
Actually, I'd probably like to talk with you a little bit. Ask away. I'll answer anything I can. What do you do? I'm a representative of the Aqua Glider Guild. Sent to Cloudford by the Skyfaring Commission to handle all outworld traveling merchants who come and trade on the Luofu. Our Aqua Glider Guild is one of the 7 guilds under the umbrella of the Skyfaring Commission. If you have any bulk goods that you wish to sell off, come see me at any time. I'm no use elsewhere, but at least here in Cloudford, my word still holds some weight. If there's anything you need, you'll be my top priority. How about you prioritize these 2 squabbling merchants here? They just want to get their papers done so they can do business, like actual business, like selling their goods that you have here. Any trouble going on recently? Like what I just said. How do I put it? There's less trouble than before, but it's still there. With the ambrosial arbor's new growth, business on the Luofu almost shut down completely before. Which is terrible for those trying to earn a living out here in Cloudford. I'm lucky to be an official and have a fixed salary, but those merchants and workers have been completely cut off from their livelihood, and they're miserable. And now, despite your help with resolving the crisis, its aftermath continues to rage on. Ouch. The ambrosial arbor's new growth sets the cycranes flying about all over the place. We lost dozens. The calculation device processing entry and exit of the port also broke down, causing several traffic accidents. Yeesh. But everything is still moving along in the right direction. I'm sure that things will get better soon, and you can take credit for most of that. Yeah, bully. Okay, now we can talk about Sinclair and Miriam. Those 2 merchants, they've been trading on the Luofu for years. And they often trade in the same stuff, so their relationship is pretty tense. They've been stockpiling lots of Cyber City superconducting alloys and plan on selling them off to the Luofu. It might be valuable, but it's only used in a few hyperposition instruments over at the Artisanship Commission. So there's little demand for it. So the question of who to buy these superconducting alloys from has grown into a rather thorny problem for me. Right, they have stock that pretty much isn't really all that highly valued here or quite in demand. nevertheless, it's great that there's competition between the two. Every time the two of them get into this kind of trade war, their prices drop like crazy. Let me stir things up a bit more. Something like, I heard there's another guild selling superconducting alloys these days. Their price might drop yet. Are you? You're whipping them up to drop their prices more? What the fuck, man? So I've decided to wait and see. Let them push down the prices again? In any case, this isn't the first time. And they should get used to it because it won't be the last. Oh god. Those twos are getting played by this guy. And he was... Sinclair thought you were trying to help them. Yeah, I'm not talking to you none more. I don't care for you, Mao Zedong. Alright, see you next time. Don't forget to come by later, buy up these abandoned goods. Yeah, I'll come back for that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just everybody that I can talk to here, unless you want me to fight some monsters. Oh yeah, don't forget that there was like some kind of puzzle over here that I pretty much was doing like a lot every week. I don't know, I just kind of kept doing this. So don't forget, there was like some long ass puzzle that was going on here forever. At least it was for me, because I kept forgetting it was here. I was just trying to get through all the content. Kind of realized that there's not a whole lot of places where I can just scrounge up a bunch of jades now, so it's probably gonna be hard doing some polies coming up, unless there's like a new map or whatever, but I don't think that's gonna provide a whole lot. I'm trying to save up to get 200 poles for the warps right now. Alright. Well, off to the next location. Skip that. Yeah, seriously, if there's anybody that's here, I'm probably not gonna find them. I was kind of already over here a bit trying to find nobody. Nobody was there. Nobody was there. So let's just go straight to the Exalting Sanctum. Yeah, let's get over here, actually, because this is kind of important. I was kind of wandering around a little bit and happened to walk up here, and it just automatically did a cutscene with this Gongyu person. Had some... Basically, I was kind of going around asking about, like, some musical instruments, and be like, don't really know much about that. You should ask this person, or the next person. Well, this was the next person. So I kind of missed out on doing all the music here. This is really pretty. Yeah, that is just so soothing. Hooray! Yay! I don't want to clap because I don't want to ruin my audio feed. I might have to. Alright, so, but she did give me, that's not what I needed. She did give me a thing, though. Where is that thing? Yeah, this thing. Right, recordings, Guchin music piece downloaded from the network. The recording can be played repeatedly. Ah, alright. That's good. We got a recording of some music. Actually, it might have something to do here. Cool, we can actually see the arbor from here. Damn, it looks freaky. It's a tree, but it looks like it's on fire. Xianzhou's diary. Please hear me, Rainbow Arbiter. Yufei would always laugh at me for being childish and writing to you in my diary, but this has been a habit since I was a child. Besides, I also genuinely believe you are able to read this. Your eyes have always been able to see everything you want to see. Someone like me should not have been born, yet now I live a wealthy life and have friends such as Youci by my side. I thank your blessings every second of every day. Oh, hey, Bella Knox. Hey, I'm here today. Nice to see you. Yeah, sorry I couldn't, do this yesterday. I had something that came up and I wasn't able to do my stream in the middle of the day, so I'm not gonna talk about that quite yet. But whatever, regardless, I wasn't gonna probably do a stream. Usually I don't do a stream anyways on Monday nights because I had the theater that night. But yeah, nice to see that you're here so early today, or whatever time of the day it is for you. It is very early for me. It's about noontime. So, glad to see you're here. Let's see. Therefore, I hope everything I've done recently would not offend your peerless authority. I bear no dissatisfaction with the world of the Xianzhou that you guard and protect. I simply wish to see the real world in real colors. When I was a child in the Lycum and my peers bullied me for my lack of sight, I always firmly believed my condition to be a trial sent by the Rainbow Arbiter to test me. I maintained that belief in my later years when I entered the academy and had to spend more effort than others to keep up with my studies. As if to reward me for my tenacity, you sent Youci to be my friend. When we were 7 years old, she chased away the malevolent classmates bullying me. She had been my best friend ever since. Youci protected me from the bullies and helped me to keep up with my studies. During the school holidays, she would take me to visit glamorous scenes in the various ecological delves and describe their beauty to me with great vividness. Her voice is very pleasant to me, like the touch of cold streams brushing past my fingertips. In theory, I shouldn't be dissatisfied with life at all. However, humans are visual creatures, and we perceive the world via lights and colors. I simply do not know what Youci means when she says the dust painted the sky red at the end of the forest like a flame. In fact, I don't even know what Youci looks like. I can touch, I can imagine, and yet I still cannot construct a complete picture. Therefore, with Youci's support, I decided to find a way to restore sight to myself. By the blessing of the rainbow, I have become the best alchemist in the Alchemy Commission, and Youci is its best healer. Perhaps we can indeed find a way to free the incomplete ones from our eternal torment. Oh shoot, I think I know exactly who this lady was. I think this is exactly where I originally met her. I wonder why this letter's here. Youci and I tried many strategies recently, but none of them worked. Firstly, we tried on non-invasively create prosthetic eyes. In fact, this is how my Imaginium arms work, which can function as well as a real arm. Theoretically, these non-intrusive methods can help incomplete ones with visual impairments. However, for those with visual neuron developmental issues such as I, non-intrusive methods can do little to help. Yeah, this is the gal I was talking about before, Bella. She was, one of these incomplete people. Like, she was literally a Xianzhou native that was born blind and incapable of sight. And apparently had messed up arms, too, to have replacement ones. Secondly, we tried to create vision using the principles behind butterfly immersia. At its core, butterfly immersia uses Foxian pheromones to create controllable illusions. We wondered whether it can therefore bypass the eye as a visual signal receptor and directly send images to the brain. The outcomes indicated this to be a viable strategy.
However, these signals failed to form meaningful images in my brain. It did allow me to see colors and shapes for the first time, but I genuinely cannot tell what is red and what is a circle. We guess this is due to how butterfly immersions rely on the experiencer's sense to recreate images. Therefore, when faced with sensory stimuli that I have never experienced before, even the foxium pheromones were helpless. How odd. It showed me so many colors, but I don't really miss that feeling. Thirdly, we tried to trigger sensory compensation using other senses. This was Youci's idea, which was an extension of the non-invasive prosthetic eye concept. By converting visual signals into auditory, tactile, gustatory, or olfactory signals. These other sensory organs could create a whole new concept of sight. We created a prototype gadget, but our biggest challenge was its size. All the external sensors added together are heavier than the weight of 3 humans combined. It was a pain to even walk while carrying them, let alone testing them. Nevertheless, we still conducted many tests. Our results indicated this tool was much better suited for short-life species. Their brains have greater plasticity, though, through which sensory compensation can trigger synesthesia, where one sensory organ activates a different sensory organ. If they use this tool for long periods of time, they would be able to realistically taste, hear, or smell colors, shapes, and visual distances. However, for long-life species with low neuroplasticity, such as I, these sensory organs cannot come together to create a brand new sense. Admittedly, I now know the testing block is blue whenever I taste chili peppers. And if I smell a frosty scent after that, then I know the block is a cone in shape. But I still have not seen them, let alone what blue means. Through short-life species will gain more from this tool. Most of their bodily issues could be solved by invasive prosthetics and would have no need for something as complicated as this. Yeah, fair enough. These experiments cost huge amounts of time and effort for Youci and me. Yet we have produced almost no viable results. I can't even be sure whether these experiments can help other researchers in the future. I feel dejected and powerless. And I feel like I let Youci down. I got in touch with Professor Ingen from the Intelligentsia Guild. He presented a rather outlandish solution, something he called eliminative materialism therapy. Eliminative materialism is an ancient philosophical idea that states all human emotions arise from internal steroids and electrical signals. Professor Ingen believes that if we cannot eliminate the root of the incomplete one's suffering, then we'll eliminate the suffering itself. Yeah, I think that's probably what she went with. As long as we use a pump to periodically inject specific medications into the body, we can make the person not care about their physical issues. I will have no desire to see the world, and not feel sad about my condition at all. It sounds very bizarre, but it seems to be a viable path. Unfortunately, the experimental results indicated this does not work for long-life species either. Oof. Yeah, she definitely was quite emotional that even this avenue didn't work. The hormones within long-life species are strictly regulated, and any external force that influences this system would cause an overwhelming retaliation. I experienced uncaring freedom for about 1 dual hour before almost dying from a cytokine storm. Oh, fuck. Not only did it not work, it almost killed her. Damn. I've conducted lots of experiments. There have been no progress whatsoever. I'm feeling really defeated. But I want to see what Youci looks like, even if it's just once. So I asked behind Youci's back. She would never agree to something as ludicrous for Professor Ingen to transplant of eyes to me. Oh yeah, she did this. I saw myself in Wu Fei for the first time. Her short black hair shimmered with light like soft silk, and her pale skin was beautiful like the best ceramics from the Zhuming. Her ebony eyes were bloodshot with sadness and fatigue, and she kept shedding tears. Oh god, you finally get to see your friend, and she looks a mess like that. Poor dear. She looked at my new eyes and said, "Danshu, do you know what this means to you?" I know. Of course I know. These eyes will gradually be rejected, bringing me unimaginable pain in the process. Historically, people have even become stricken with Mara due to such agony. Oof, yikes. It'd be one thing if you have to, like, constantly have to plant eyeballs, which, where the hell are you sourcing them from? And 2, you have the chance of getting Mara struck. That's probably just as bad. Then I would return to the darkness and lose everything I have momentarily gained. I said to Yufei, "Let's go see those views together. The ones you told me about." 10 days later, we stood shoulder to shoulder, gazing at the artificial sun gradually disappearing on the other side of the Delve's false sky. The reaction was getting stronger and stronger, but as long as she was beside me, it didn't seem so bad. The dusk painted the sky red at the end of the forest like a flame. That night, as I screamed in a puddle of my own blood, I once again returned to darkness. Jesus Christ, that was heartrending. Makes me want to cry, and oh my god, I don't need to.
I came up from Starskiff Haven just to see the Ambrosial Arbor.
Oh right, I should probably talk to this person too. Good day, do you have something for me? That was a good performance that she did before. Yeah, that was really nice. It's an honor for a minstrel to be appreciated by her audience. May I ask you a question? Did my performance soothe your mind? Oh, yeah, very much. I found my inner peace. I probably should have listened more after reading that story. Oh my god, that was awful. What happened at the end, but at least they understood, at least for a little bit, but yeah, I think after that experience, I would be surprised that they would just allow themselves just to get Mara struck, because, or try to even do an implant again if they didn't survive that. I've been thinking about what I should do since the disaster at the Ambrosial Arbor, but I don't know how to maintain order or treat the wounded. All I could do is play my instruments. A short-lived species friend told me that my music had soothed her soul, so I thought perhaps I should do whatever I could. In the end, I decided to perform in public, hoping that my performance would also soothe the souls of those in distress. Alright, let's have another casual chat. Of course, what would you like to know? Yeah, what kind of instrument is this one? This is an ancient musical instrument called chimes, which existed even as early as when the Xianzhou ship began its voyage. In ancient times, chimes had towering frames resembling high walls, and playing complex music would require multiple minstrels, but they have been improved over time, and now I can play them alone in Exalting Sanctum. Although their appearance has changed dramatically, the principle remains the same. Smaller-sized chimes have a higher pitch, while larger-sized ones have a lower pitch. In addition, when struck in different ways, these chimes can produce different tones. Ooh, yeah, definitely more than just, you know, banging your hammer on the side of the gong. Oh, please, forgive me for overwhelming you with my own interests, but don't worry about these technical details, because music is meant to be heard, not analyzed. I suppose so, but nevertheless, people will try, and have. Have you been performing all this time? No, I've never performed in public in the past. I know I'm not a skilled minstrel, so it takes me a lot of time to
pluck the courage to perform in public. Yeah, honestly, I don't think I saw this chime set before I came over this area. That's not true. Your performance skills still have much room for... Nah, I'm not gonna say that. I say she's pretty damn good. Fret not, you're indeed a skilled minstrel. Oh, is that so? Thank you so much for your compliment. I've been practicing chimes for about 50 years, and now I'm just starting to get the hang of it. Sometimes I can't help but wonder, even for us long-life species, do we really have enough time to achieve our goals and our artistic pursuits? I say, yeah. I mean, 50 years, that's quite a long time there. Take your time and listen. Alright. Well, I'll let you keep going on doing what you're doing. You got something going on here?
Grass. You look... green.
Yeah, grass tends to look green there. Not very poetic. You know who really likes giving high praise to plants? Argenti. And honestly, you're not really up to snuff like he is. What's going on here? If everyone thought like you did, the art of butterfly immersion would be wiped out. Master G Run had listened to these so-called business interests back then. The bridge to Grandma's home would never have been released. Then why would you take your artistic dreams and your bridge and drop off it into a lake? Do you think I said this to cause you pain? Why can't we all make a little money together? Why have you got to be so pig-headed? But art cannot be measured by commercial impact alone. Why would you try to make a living in this industry if you have no respect for the art at all? Yeah. Fight! 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 And who are you, egging us on to fight like this? What can you get out of this? Entertainment? Woogie, calm down. Let's not put on a show for people. I'm arguing with you out of creative license, right? Let me explain to the girl here. We're Butterfly Emerja Creative. She's Nanjie. And the producer. Now I'm the director. Woohee. Let's stop here. For you to get calmed down. Let's stop here for you to get calmed down. Sorry to make you laugh. Have you got anything you'd like to say? Have you guys heard about what... Yeah, I don't think I've... They have been talking about the Ambrosial Harbor, so why not? I mean, it's involved you here. Are you talking about the fact that the Ambrosial Harbor no longer sprouts? That's old news to me. Anjay even advised me to make some immersions about it while it's still a hot topic. Such a great opportunity to come by. I should make immersions about it when the topic is still the talk of the town. And this way, you don't even need to spend much on promotions. I don't think it's a good idea. Firstly, we don't know the inside story. Secondly, we don't have the chance to shoot on site. No one would like to watch such contrived stuff. Don't be so rigid. An immersion about the Ambrosial Arbor doesn't have to include scenes of the real tree. We could just film it on the perspectives of the clerks and Cloud Knights from the Realm Keeping Commission. Just throw in some action scenes and special effects to create tension. The immersion will do fine. If that's the case, the title of the immersion should be The Legend of the Ambrosial Arbor Prequel, since the story is only told halfway. Next, we can release one titled Agent 001, about an agent from the seat of Divine Foresight who runs into some troublemakers on his way to investigate the Ambrosial Arbor. Some funny incidents take place along the way. In the end, everyone realizes the Ambrosial Arbor crisis is nothing but a misunderstanding. It'll be a comedy and a crowd pleaser. Forget it. Nothing about immersions. Okay, cool. I got some stuff there.
Ugh. Those people don't know what art is.
Water media breaks down, pulverizes, and distills every soul capable of aesthetic beauty to a creative assembly line. Then has the cheek to turn around and tell us the creative assembly line doesn't need any more creativity.
Those with resources are the ones who control the flow of speech.
But whoever has the resources to create art also has the right to create art. Hold on a minute. Are you looking at us? What's up? Sorry, I saw there was another option to talk to you about. I just want to chat. I just want a normal-ass chat. Is it possible that you've got a fan here? Alright, keep talking, Wu-Hei. So what's butterfly immersion again? Yeah, I was kind of read about in that message that was left on that instrument. Butterfly immersion is a unique art form from the Xianzhou. It combines ancient Foxians, illusions, and modern artifacts tech to create an incredibly real dreamland that completely immerses the audience right in the middle of the scene. Isn't that just virtual reality? Right, they made their own VR technology. Wrong. Butterfly immersion is a unique cultural legacy and art form found only on the Xianzhou. Not some crazy, don't make it so complicated. The essence is basically virtual reality. How could butterfly immersion be the same as VR? Its core revolves around a base of Foxian magic. Yeah, I suppose so. It fully engrosses the 5 senses and blurs reality with the illusion, creating a purely artistic time and space. Yeah, the alteration of the subject with the objective, so what exactly is the difference then? The exact difference is that, this is culture. This is art. It's art, you know. There really is not much different. It's basically just VR. Is this just what you guys do for a living? Obviously, they do this for a living. We're affiliates of the Elysian Fantasy Entertainment, the greatest butterfly immersion production studio in all of Xianzhou. I'm the producer, and he's the director. The largest production studio, the IPC has poured vast quantities of capital into this genre, creating their own international priest entertainment subsidiary. Oh god, not again. Talking about the IPE part of the PC. The Yellowstia Fantasy Entertainment is done for. It's over. Sorry, he gets a bit emotional sometimes. International Peace Entertainment is just trying to test out a new kind of homegrown entertainment format called empathic immersion, which is different from our traditional performing arts. Empathic immersion will provide a dream world with multiple different story directions. Oh, I know, like video games, right? Pretty much. It's trivial crap. It's a pity that our director, Wu-Hei, is such a snob, saying that the empathic immersion is not a legitimate art form. Yeah, isn't that just kind of similar to the butterfly immersion we're talking about? And that this version is kind of like playing video game versions of that. Empathic immersion cannot be an art form because it lacks a true artist in its ranks. If we were contracted to do some empathic immersion instead of those suits in the company dilly-dallying, then maybe we could have become a true art form. So let me get this straight. Now empathic immersion is a legitimate art form again? I'm just worried that perhaps there'll come a day when people won't remember that butterfly immersion is actually a cultural relic of the Xianzhou Foxians, but instead just thinks it's I can't fucking read right now. But instead it just thinks it's a product invented by the IPC. Okay, that's fair enough. I can't help but shudder when I contemplate such a future. So what's your next plans for the future? Next, keep on convincing Wu-Hei to shoot a few immersion scenes so that we don't starve to death.
We're not starving to death. Don't be so short-sighted. I have to give serious consideration as to whether or not I decide to get into the empathic inertia thing. I know you're angry, but it's not necessarily taking things a different direction. My opinion, our company is too small-scale. Butterfly Immersion has a consistent stream... Butterfly Immersion has a constant stream of new content being released. It shouldn't stop just entertainment. Tech technology is already capable of creating a large-scale VR community, rather than just some video game. What do you mean? If it were me, I'd be hungry to create a butterfly immersion in which billions of Xianzhou people could love to live. You producers. Besides money and favors, what else do you know about the ways of the world? I'm telling you. Have you ever considered that something like this already exists out there in the cosmos? Yeah. Yeah, it does. I just said it's just like video games. Like on a planet called Punklord. Yeah, they would definitely have video games there. Heck, life there is just a video game. Of course I know. But Punklord hasn't validated a profitable business model yet. Ha! Because there is. Because there, it's free to access the meta field. Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys just go back on squabbling about this. Okay, well, if you ever get the chance, you simply have to experience Butterfly Immersion at least once. Nice. Alright, who else is over here? Ah, it's Qingque. Hey there, sweetie.
So what if it's still work hours? That won't stop a good round of celestial jade.
Ah, you sneaking off of work again, huh? Since I'm not playing, shall we have a chat? Not about work, of course. Yeah, let's talk. Let's talk a little. No. Let's talk a little now that things are less hectic. Please, give me some advice to achieve happiness at work. Well, you've come to the right person, as I mastered the art of being happy at work. By not being at work. There are 3 basic principles for happiness at work. Do not be productive, do not say no, and do not be responsible. Got it? Let me give you a small test. You are an unimportant custodian of the Divination Commission. Okay. Recently, you discovered and restored the game of Celestial Jade. Recently, you discovered and restored the game of Celestial Jade, which you found when you explored ancient texts in the repository. To your surprise, the game became extremely popular on the Xianzhou Luofu overnight. Right, I kind of forgot that she's the one that brought back Celestial Jade. One day, the Master Diviner shows up and asks whether you are the one who organized and restored the rules of the Celestial Jade game. How should he answer her? I've done nothing much. It's just the joint effort of everyone else. Wait, I need to remember her rules. What was her rules again? Oh, thank God I can actually look back on this. Don't be proactive, don't say no, and don't be responsible. So... yeah, this would definitely probably, avoid all of that. That's a good answer, but it still sounds phony. Yeah, I suppose. Since the Master Diviner probably already figured out the truth, pretending to know nothing would be too obvious an attempt to wash your hands clean. She'd likely arrange more work for you. Oh boy, that backfired. You have a lot more to learn. Let's have more discussions like this in the future. Yeah, I'll see. Please tell me more about Celestial Jade. Oh, the game has been around since the days of the primeval Imperium, and it's based on astronomy and celestial phenomena. You know that I was the one who restored it from ancient records in the repository. I told my pen pal from the Artisanship Commission about the game. He then crafted a Celestial Jade tile set and a board for me, and even set up a games parlor. Surprisingly, the game took the Luofu by storm. At first, some accustomed the game of being addictive and time-wasting. Later on, the game was somehow hailed as an ancient game that could keep one's mind sharp. I don't get it. Why must everything we do be meaningful? Isn't it good enough that the game is fun? Yes, sure enough there, sweetie. And, how about Fu Xuan? The Master Diviner? Why do you sigh at the mention of your boss? I sigh because my job is tough. The Master Diviner is nice and talented, but she pays too much attention to me. I only joined the Divination Commission because my parents want me to, and all I am after is a stable job. I've been keeping a low profile to avoid drawing attention to all this while. Things at work have been going pretty well so far. As a diviner, I'm already at the lowest rank at the Divination Commission. I have no clue what I did to catch her attention. Now I can hardly slack off at work. I'm most often asked to submit reports to her. This doesn't bode well. It's always my principle of happiness at work. Yeah. Well, I'll check you out later, Qingque. Sure, just drop me a line if you're up for a round of tiles. Sure thing. Although I don't know how to play, I think I would probably not understand even the fundamentals. I can't play. Please, everybody, hands up! What does that mean? I'll teach you if you don't know how to. Okay, I probably can't really fault too much with this stuff. If a tile's been passed, just draw another. I'm just being polite. I win! What the hell? Did he cheat or something? Travel along the Jade Abacus. Yeah, we know about that. Basically, it's just their version of, like, circuit boards and shit like that.
I don't believe in ghosts.
Extractor clean to your star skiff service?
Clean the cooker hood. Repair the star skiff. Some Barker here selling his, this is Xing.
I'm at my wit's end here.
He hasn't showed up again today either. Wait, who are you talking about? I'm at my wit's end here. Want to ask you something? Go ahead. It's just that I'm a little distracted with matters of the heart, so I might take a moment to answer. What do you do for a living? I'm just a lowly merchant who usually wanders the street of the Exalting Sanctum hawking my goods. Sometimes I'll sit down if I find a busy place and sell from there. We're all self-employed in this line of work. I don't make much at all, just enough to eat. There's no fixed daily income, and we're always squabbling with the Realm Keeping Commission for this and that. It's a tough life. But why are you always, squabbling with them? You might not be aware of this, but you need a permit to sell goods at Exalting Sanctum. Not just anyone could do it. Despite the Realm Keeping Commission allowing traveling traders like us, they regulate us to specific places and don't let us venture beyond. And as for the place they signed me, well, it's so deserted that I even had time to feed the pigeons. I have to take the initiative to run all over the place just to make a living. Naturally, I can't tell the Realm Keeping Commission catch me while I'm doing this. Otherwise, I'd be fine if I'm lucky, or could even lose my license. And then I'd be even harder to do business. So what exactly is going on between you and them? And him, then? There's an old saying aboard the Xianzhou, a match in ability is a match made in heaven. I've been pitting my wits and courage against this orderly for over 2 centuries. But I've never been able to determine who the winner is. Growing to appreciate one another is nothing short of inevitable. Oh, okay. I seem to admire this guy. At least his skill. So, what's the name of this young orderly, then? I think his name is Guandia? Guandia. Actually, he never used to work in this jurisdiction. He was transferred over for some reason about 200 years ago. And that's when our fates became intertwined. The first time I laid eyes on him, I knew that this was no ordinary orderly. He really is one of a kind. And all those orderlies basically turn a blind eye to me, but he's different. He always looked so casual, as if he didn't care about his job in the slightest. But be that as it may, when he came to me, he'd suddenly spare no effort and give me back to the Realm Keeping Commission. Oof. I get it. He's a natural protector. I get it. He's a natural predator. A natural fighter. All this inspired me to grow competitive. I vowed to Rainbow Arbiter that I would definitely be the winner of this little cat and mouse game of his. I never thought this game would last for 200 years. We've been going at it this whole time. But we both enjoyed it. We both know that we had a special connection with each other. But really, it's a real pity. I haven't seen him in the past few days. Where could he have gotten to? Don't tell me he found a better rival than me. I'm so sad. Okay, well, I'll leave you to it. Oh, Guandia. Oh, Guandia. When will we be able to duke it out once again? Yeah, I think I had to deal with a guy here before. Anyway, what the hell he has to sell? Nothing really particularly necessary for me.
Extractor cleaned or your star skiff serviced?
This guy.
NutriTreasure's longevity supplements are highly rated by people who have used
Have you
them.
come around yet? NutriTreasure's longevity supplements are highly rated by people who've used them. Why don't I tell you the more detailed benefits of our products? Yeah, I guess. That's suspicious, but I'm just asking. I don't have any NutriTreasure projects on me right now, but you can ask anything you want. Famous products like the amnestic medication therapy device are also relatable, that you can buy them with your eyes closed. Wait, what's the amnestic medication therapy device? You must have heard from the Xianzhou people suffer from the curse of Mara, but very few people know that there's actually a cure for it. The Ten Lords Commission will never admit it, so it's up for the people like me to spread the word. The root cause behind the Mara Struck is the excessive collection of meaningless memories. Hatred, hurt, and inaccessibility and irascibility are all unnecessary memories and emotions, and are the main culprit of becoming Mara Struck. With the amnestic medication therapy device, you can forget all of those excess negative emotions and liberate your soul from these burdens. You too can achieve the goal of living out a long life. But I don't have any symptoms of being Mara Struck. Also, it doesn't sound very unrelatable. It sounds pretty unrelatable. That's on me. If only I'd brought it with me, you would be able to experience for yourself the electric current stripping away all the negative emotions from your soul. You wouldn't need the clumsy explanation of mine at all. Wait, is his cure electrotherapy? Yeah, I find that very sketch. Not to mention his ideas of just like, oh, you just have a bunch of negative and unnecessary memories, so we could just zap that out of you, and you don't become Mara Struck. Dog, that sounds like something that absolutely would make you Mara Struck. 9 of 10 people have become paying customers, and the 10th is definitely thinking about becoming my downline. There's absolutely nothing to worry about. Are you sure there's no tricks involved here at all? Please don't say that. We never engage in sham advertisement. Please don't say that. We'd never engage in sham advertising. We hired testing officers to conduct rigorous project testing before we launched anything. 200 years after testing our project, they're still going strong and in great spirits. Don't delay. Aren't you Outworlders all coming for the Xianzhou Luofu with the express purpose of extending your life? Well, I didn't come to extend my lifespan. You're a stubborn one, aren't you? How can any short-lived species not want to live long? Once you live to a certain age, you'd find that your limbs aren't as nimble as before, your memory gets foggy, then you'll think back to today. How such a great opportunity fell right into your lap, but you played it cool instead and ignored your health. Yeah, forget it. Maybe next time. Alright, you get back to your business then, and I'll be here should you ever need me to help you place an order. I will not. Okay, this guy's just posted up here. That's just the end of the line there.
Need your extractor cleaned and your stars get serviced?
You'd be a tool to miss entirely.
Yeah, it's just up here. Let's get down the stairs here. I think I did a mission with this guy or something like that.
What will it take to write a decent poem?
Oh, you're a sorrowful sigh at the end of the world, while I am just an insignificant screw. I'm at a loss, helpless in ways to mend your broken heart. Oh, Qingque. Hi, Taro. Hi, Joe. Hi, Bunny. I'd like to chat with ya. Alright, it's not like I have any inspiration. What are you after? Is it about artifacts technology? You know about artifacts technology? Yeah, I'm an artisan at the Artisanship Commission, and I'm kind of a big deal. My boss loves me, and he said, Kong, if you just work on your EQ a little, you'd be a master artisan in another 100 years. Frankly speaking, I think he's right, and as I really don't have any high EQ, but I've heard them say that I've gotten better lately. It's not sarcasm, it's probably because I have improved. What the hell's EQ again? Do you still wish to write poems now? I do, but I no longer rely on the poetic genius in Ingenia. I prefer to write the poems myself. It turns out that writing poems isn't as strenuous as business as I used to think. I've fallen in love with it. What about those poetic genius Ingenia? I talked to them about their thoughts and left them to pursue what they desired. The gloomy poet is a quirky one. It told me that the right amount of melancholy makes it feel safe, so I asked me to adjust its settings. You can still bump into it if you're lucky. What exactly is melancholy then, you might ask? When you're experiencing the emotion, you'll be in agony. When you aren't, you'll miss it. And what about Qingque? I know what she thinks, and I will leave her alone. However, it'll take a long time before I convince myself to give up on her. Anyone who's been through this would understand. Don't worry, I won't neglect my job at the Artisanship Commission. Alright, well, I'll leave you be there. Yeah, where does this lead to? I'll just go down alley. I'll be there in a little bit. Maybe. I'm getting at least an hour 40 here for the streaming. Ah, shit, I need it. Ah, my arm. Ugh. Okay, good. I actually did finish my coffee. Because, God, it would suck if I was sitting here for like 90 minutes and realized, oh shit, I still had coffee and now it's all cold and awful. Hi, Taro. Look at you hanging out here. I know, sweetie.
Ugh, let me get this stupid thing started again. God, my wrist. Maybe I probably will hold off on doing Arm Alley today, because, I mean, there's like a dozen other maps that I need to look at, and luckily some of them are kind of like, Cloudford, where it's only like a small area where people actually hang out at. Same with the Artisanship Commission or the, Seat of Divine,
Nice!
The place where, Qingque and Fushuan work.
Would you like me to relay your message?
What message? May I ask, have you come here to the Seat of Divine Foresight for any official business? Nah, I'm just passing by, so yeah, he'll just carry me over to the commission there. I think that's probably everybody that's up here. There's definitely a couple things that I need over here. Looking at the rags you're wearing, I could tell you're not a Xianzhou native. Hey! My threads are fresh. I get it. You must be an outworlder. Are you in any trouble? Just tell me, and I'll help get you things sorted. And I'll help you get things sorted. This is how you talk to people you've just met for the first time? Is something wrong? This is how I speak at home, and I've never gotten a reaction like yours. You're just helping me clock some hours for my job. Never mind, then. That sounds pretty offensive. Like, what the hell's your purpose here? You just out just helping folks, huh? Is that what you do? I mean, same game here. I respect it. You're offended because I'm an offhand comment? I have my own worries. Can't you just put yourself in my shoes? What? I just was, dog. Here on Xianzhou, we have to take a series of examinations in order to qualify for our rite of passage. The community service program that I'm volunteering for is a part of this examination. Oh, so it's not just a coming of age ceremony, just to celebrate you reaching some, I don't know, age 50 or something. It's literally something that you mentioned where it's like, okay, now you're officially an adult. Because you have all these requirements and certificates and shit. If I don't clock enough effective on-the-job hours, then I won't be considered an adult. Don't you get it? Alright, fine. I gotta stop wasting time. I still have an examination to pass. If you're not gonna help me, then get out of my way. But I have some questions for ya. Fine, go on. How old are you? 249 years old. So what? Haven't you ever met a kid this old before? Yeah, that's definitely a high benchmark for being an adult. I'm pretty sure it's a little lower for Foxians, so... But that's still pretty damn high up. To not be considered an adult. I guess that's still pretty young for Xianzhou natives. I think so too, but the people of the Realm Keeping Commission don't. They keep on urging me to take the rite of passage examination, but they won't let me pass and get my qualification. Yeah, don't be like knocking him down when he's trying his hardest just to be up to your standards. Screw those folks. This is so annoying. These people are just trying to pick on me all day, just sticking their noses in my business. I can have and do anything I want at home, so why should it be any different when I'm the Realm Keeping Commission? Why can't I be an adult without passing the requirements? Who gave you the rights? Yeah, who gave you the rights? I wish my parents worked at the Realm Keeping Commission. Then I wouldn't have to deal with all these time wasters. When I say that out loud, my parents really have let me down here. Ooh, boy. They can't even do this one simple thing for me. Useless. How do people at the Xianzhou
how do the Xianzhou people usually qualify for their rite of passage? I'm not sure about the details. My parents have been handling that part for me so far. Oof. If you really must know, hit up the Realm Keeping Commission, Chancery, and ask about it for yourself. Aren't you even the slightest bit concerned about such an important occasion? What kind of question is this? My parents have already taken care of it, so why should I have to be concerned about it? I mean, adults have to take responsibility for themselves? Enough with the life lessons. My ears are getting calloused just from all the life lessons thrown at me. Besides, only adults have the responsibility for themselves. I'm not an adult yet, remember? We Xianzhou people, we don't grow old. And anyway, my parents are willing to take care of me for the rest of my life, so I'll just let them. What's more, this way I don't even have to think about all those trivial, mundane things that will happen in life. My parents will be happy, and I'll be relieved too. It's great, right? Alright, do you have any other questions? Hurry up and ask. I still have hours clock. Nah, I'll let you be. Nothing else? Fine, see ya. Ugh, what a brat.
To meet you here is surely a chance bestowed upon us by the heavens.
What the hell does that mean? Oh, hey, it's General Jingyuan's esteemed guest. Well, I suppose so. That's kind of how everybody introduced us back then. It's like, oh, we're esteemed guests of the General Jingyuan. And we have to be treated with respect. What brings you here today? Let me ask you this. Yes? Who are you? Since you asked, I'll level with you. My real name's actually Jin Juan. No, I'm not from the famous family or anything. Nope, I'm just a normal Xianzhou citizen. Ah. So he's trying to pass off that he's some kind of relation of Jin Yuan. Shyster. In our local tongue, Yuan and Yuan sound pretty similar, so people always joke that I was related to the General Jing Yuan. A light bulb went off in my hand, and I thought this might be a good way to scrounge a few credits out of people. Naughty, naughty. Unfortunately, after running a few scams, all the storekeepers had me figured out. I ended up changing my name from Jin Juan to Jin Fang, so I could keep on spitting this side hustle. What difference does that change make? That's the key point. It wasn't a random change, but designed to make people believe that I'm his brother. God damn it. He's digging a hole, man. He's digging a hole. In Xianzhou dialect, Yuan means circle, while Fan means square. A circle and a square? Does it sound like we're the same family to you? No. No. It's just a shame that all the credits I built up around this name is about to be completely overdrawn. I have to figure out what to do next. Do you only rely on swindling people to make a living? You might call it swindling, but that's like your opinion, man. I'd like to call myself a forager. But simply the person who visits all kinds of restaurants, large and small, to put together reviews for some However, there's too many people doing this on the Xianzhou now, so if you want to stand out of the crowd, you have to do something else. The easiest way to do that is to create a different brand for yourself. Think about it. If there's anyone that could possibly be more intimidating than the family member of the Luofu's greatest general, well, that's what I came up with. That's what I came up with in any case. Anyway, that's it. I'm just getting myself fed, and the shopkeepers get free advertising out of me. Alas, some of these guys even accuse me of dining and dashing. If you ask me, these are the real scoundrels. Well, good thing there's a lot of eateries, but I'm pretty sure that they're pretty goddamn tight-knit and be like, yeah, this guy, Jin Fang, yeah, he's a shyster. Don't let him review your restaurant. Is that not the definition of scrounging? You're right. I have to focus my
I have to focus right now on changing things up so that I don't end up starving. Yeah, I'm just gonna let you go on to the rest of your devices. Good luck, getting chased off by every vendor around here. Off you go, then! I won't bog you any longer. Yeah, fuck. I think there was some tables for Celestial Jade here, but I think this guy had to lock up his doors, so... What are you two, like, mourners of this, establishment?
Have you come for a divination today?
I guess so. Oh, you're back again? Hold on, I'm reading a book called It Prophecies Self-Fulfillment. Well, that was boring. It's much more interesting to talk to you. Are you here to determine your luck, or just to chat? Whether you're seeking fortune or safety, or simply wish to check your horoscope, to find love, or even to request a name for a child, I am humbly at your service. I would like to know my fortune. I see. Please close your eyes and meditate on your question in your mind. You dive into the depths of your mind and meditate on the question in your mind. As the Jade Advocates start spinning, some kind of invisible barrier separates you from the outside world. In the midst of the sudden tranquility, blurred yet unmistakable image gradually becomes clear. You are seeing the Xianzhou Luofu, in which countless craftsmen are busy melting metals and forging their masterpieces. The ship's blast furnaces are smoldering with flames, and various ingenia are constantly being transported on its deck. The bearer of the sign is handy and creative. As for your question in your mind, your fate will lead you to new insights. Use your wisdom and experience, and you will be able to overcome difficulties and get pleasant surprises. Do not overthink or hesitate. Be wary of strangers. Always rely on your own wisdom and do not take anything for granted. Oh, cool.
Are you here to determine your fortune or just to chat?
No, I want to see what else you got to talk about. Fire away, but I'll have to start charging if you do so. But I'll have to start charging if it's to do with your fortune. You said you were once a divination commission diviner? So, you have doubts about my professional proficiency. No fear, I worked there for almost 2 centuries, until I was personally ejected by Master Diviner Wu Xuan. Master Diviner Wu Xuan's foresaw that she would remove me from the Divination Commission. So she did. Okay. How could someone make a decision based off something that didn't happen yet? Anyway, I did leave the commission, but the entire situation was a farce. Even if the Divination Commission didn't want me, I could still run my little old divination paraphernalia shop here. Outworlders who can't get their fortunes at the commission could come to me instead. I've heard that your divinations aren't accurate. Of course they are accurate. Who told you that? Give me their name. Then again, they aren't totally wrong. Many times, the line between accuracy and inaccuracy is subjective. Most people just want to know about their fortunes and have some sort of control over their futures. In truth, someone moves in a general directions in the great stream of destiny, but when it comes to actual good or ill luck, that's an current of probability no one can ever fathom. To capture such intricity, you have to invest massive resources and rely on devices as huge as mountains to calculate that. So one of the rules of the Divination Commission's 3 don'ts is don't divine personal matters. It's not particularly taboo or anything. Just that there are too many variables and does more harm than good. Yes, that's definitely fitting. But for me, I've got other ways. I provide clients with the most ambiguous results possible. It's about the limit of accuracy for my tiny shop anyway.
For example, I don't even have to pinch my fingers to foretell that you will have a small amount of wealth coming in sometime between this week and this month. Am I right? Of course I am. Oh, that's good to know. I see a few game tables here as well. I do business. Divination makes money. And so do games of cards and tiles. There's no conflict of interest. I knew a girl called Qingque during this time at the Divination Commission. You'll run into her if you come here often, and I had. She recreated this game called Celestial Jade from some old books. How nice it'd be to play a few rounds with friends. It lifts my spirits just seeing them play too. If I could earn a living with a games parlor, I wouldn't be doing any divination. Alright, well, I'll leave you to it. Come back again, esteemed customer. Have you down on your luck? I'll be here to help you turn it around. Great to hear it. Ah, my wrist. Yeah, I think that'll also lead to Arum Alley. I think that's how you originally go up there.
For its mung bean soda. You've got to give it a try.
Mung bean soda is a specialty aboard the Luofu, and simply has to be tried. Yuck! Sorry if it's offensive, but this stuff tastes like sewer water. Yikes. Speaking of which... how about we get a couple mung bean sodas. Made from the fermented legume-based products. It smells sour and pungent, but tastes cool and refreshing. If you can drink a big bottle of mung bean soda and remain calm, you'll definitely impress the gourmandizers on the Luofu. Man, I think I'll just stick with, like, miso or something. Anybody over here? How about this, mister? I'm jinxed. Ooh. I'm jinxed. This world has been so unfair. I just can't go on like this. What happened? Well, I'm just so unlucky. I can't take it anymore. My name is A-Xing, which means fortunate. However, I'm positively jinxed. I appreciate if you concerned for me, but you seem like a good person. I don't want to drag you down. Well, what are you doing here at the entrance of the Looking Bronze? Yeah, I mean, you should go to that lady. She's pretty nice. Not the most accurate fortunes, but maybe it'll uplift your spirits a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I just want to get a final conclusion this time. I've been coming to the Looking Bronze every once in a while, but guess what? I got one of the 3 woe sticks every single time. I've done this hundreds of times, and not once have I gotten the wheel. Ooh. Okay, that's definitely very improbable. Yeah, don't worry. The fortune telling here is never accurate. That's not true. Youci is an excellent fortune teller. For example, I drew the Changchen hexagram the other day, which indicates a sudden and tragic blow. And right after I left the Looking Bronze, I got hit in the head by a cycrene and suffered a nasty wound. So I went on to an apothecary to get it treated. But guess what? The apothecary turned out to be a hideout for the disciples of St. Gismegedicus. Uh-oh. The Cloud Knights mistook me for an accomplice and took me away for a whole day of trial. Yikes. To make matters worse, my graduation exam at the academy happened to be on that very same day. By the time they finally let me go, the exam was already over. I think you get what I'm trying to say here. I'm simply jinxed. Today I'm going to draw one last time. And if it's still a woe hexagram, I may as well give up on my life. I must get a wheel hexagram this time, no matter what. Uh-oh. A-Xing is muttering and trying to gather his courage. Apparently, he is not yet ready to unveil his fate. Maybe you should ask Ryoyi if there's actually people who are born unlucky. I should check with Ryoyi before A-Xing draws.
Yeah, maybe we could probably negotiate something
Are you
here.
here to determine your fortune or just to chat?
Yeah. You mind doing a little favor here? There's this guy named A-Xing. A-Xing? Well, I may not remember the name along, but since you mentioned Jinx, I can hardly forget someone as unlucky as him. I mean, he's never drawn a wheel stick, but he just keeps on trying anyway. It's his bad luck that makes him draw a woe stick every time, not the other way around. Of course, I've recommended him a lot of charms and trinkets to help improve his luck. His bad luck is a bit too overwhelming. To be honest, I've always believed that one's fate is not necessarily predestined. If one can stay optimistic about their future, then they will have a brighter future ahead of them. If A-Xing could experience something other than woe, it might help him change his attitude about his fate. Unfortunately, he's never had the chance. How about we guarantee a wheel? Huh. Are you suggesting that I rig the results so that A-Xing gets a wheel? That's just a fake result. It's not really going to change his bad luck. But you said that one's fate is not necessarily predestined. Well, I guess that's a good point. Alright, fine. Just don't blame me or yourself if you guarantee him a wheel stick, but he still gets bad luck. What? All we have to do is give him a canister with nothing but wheel sticks. How the hell could this possibly fail? Wait for a while. I need to modify the Jade Abacus for divination. Youci starts to modify her Jade Abacus used for divination. Doesn't take her too long to alter the hardware. It doesn't take her long to alter the hardware since she used to be a diviner of the Divination Commission. Alright, it's done. Would you like to test it out? Theoretically, the Jade Abacus could only produce wheel results now. Let's check it. You dive into the depths of your mind and meditate on the question in your mind. As the Jade Abacus starts spinning, some kind of invisible barrier separates you from the outside world. Yeah, I've been through all this stuff. It's the Luofu, a very special stick. Awesome, let's try again. But I thought you should never perform 2 divinations in a single day. Come on, why even bother with these rules when we've already cracked the Jade Abacus? Alright, I guess we'll go again. Countless Phoxians, fully armed, are standing on the deck of the Majestic's Posture. Awesome, another wheel stick. Even though it's been a while since I've tinkered with hardware like this, my skills haven't gone to waste after all. Now please, call A-Xing over. Well, why do you need me to call him over? Well, it might seem a bit too deliberate if I just call him out of the blue and say something like, "Hey, my Jade Abacus is ready. Come over and draw your lot." It might make him seem like my abacus wasn't ready before. Just call him over and pretend you know nothing about my Jade Abacus. We have to put on a credible show, otherwise we won't be able to help him. This will be the last fortune in my life, but I'm so scared. Don't worry, dog. Everything's gonna be chill. Yeah, trust me, bro. Don't even trip. To be honest, every time I drew a stick, I kept telling myself that it would be the last time and that I shouldn't be discouraged if it turned to be a woe. But now that I'm actually going to draw the last one, I feel unsure of myself. I even need a stranger to cheer me up. Alright, I've made up my mind. I've got to draw the last lot and embrace my fate, no matter what it may have in store for me. God, I hope this works. I'm still so scared, Ryoi. What if I still get a woe? I'll be so... Don't worry, I've foreseen that you'll definitely not get a woe this time. You should have faith in me. Really? I definitely won't get a woe this time? Do you really mean it? Anyway, please trust me, my divination has never been wrong. Just draw your lot and see what awaits you. Fine. I'll give it a try if you say so. Alright, looks like Jade Abacus starts to turn, but it stops abruptly after only a short while. What's happening? A-Xing freezes for a moment and then lowers his head again. The Jade Abacus starts to turn, but once again, it stops after a short while. Oh, what's going on here, Ryoye? 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 Your Jade Abacus is not working. Well, what's going on here? Let me take a look. The Jade Abacus, I think it's broken? What the hell? I'm sorry, A-Xing, but the abacus seems to be broken. I'm sorry for having you come all this way for nothing. So that's what you meant by, you'll definitely not get a woe. You're indeed an excellent fortune teller, Ryoye. The last draw in my life ends up with the breaking of the Jade Abacus. Wow, fate was determined that he does not get any good fortune passed his way. A-Xing, what should I do? Come on, say something. What do I do? What do I do? Well, it's not a woe stick. To be honest, when I drew the lot, I almost freaked out realizing I had bet my fate on its results. I was in a cold sweat before I realized it. This is the best divination, Ryoye. Please accept this as a token of gratitude. I'll never be swayed by divination results again. I didn't expect things to turn out like this. Yeah, who'd have thunk it? His bad luck is really something else. Yep, in all my years in the business, I've never seen someone so unlucky. What a poor guy. He even gave me some money, but to be honest, I feel a bit awkward accepting it. Since we came up with the idea together, it seems fair to split it in half. Split it in half? Why don't you just give it all to me? Nah. I'm good with my cash flow, honey. Alright, then I'll consider it a favor I owe you. In the end, it's just a change in his attitude towards life. Maybe this result is even better than him getting a wheel. Nice! Ooh, I get high praise of morals. Praise of high morals. Yeah! Don't know what I'm gonna do that on. Other than, I don't know, I think I can use it for dredging coin from the fountain in front of the Bellabog Museum.
Do you know how to fix a star skiff?
I've studied astrophysics. I've studied astrophysics in the academy for 270 years. And I'm regarded as a leading modern authority on the matter. Oh! That's a long time. So, do you know how to repair star skiffs? That's not my area of study. I'm a theoretical scholar. Useless. Indeed. I wonder if anybody's up front here. Nah, I don't think so. Can I get some, ooh. I get some noms over here? Get some snackies? Tasper wraps! Song Lotus cakes, come get them while they hot. Greetings, would you like some cheap but delicious Luofu snacks? Nah, I think I'm good for now. Wait, unless she had, like, recipes. Nah, it's just the same fare. I got some Song Lotus cake at the last stall. Alright, thanks. Alright. Is there anything over here I could go to? Nah. Yeah, it's just nothing over here. Kid, what are you looking at the bushes for? Well, I guess we can go over here then. Yeah, this is where you can access...
Would you like to hear a story? I've got many more stories I could tell you.
Yeah, this is Youci. This is that tea house owner's pet, apparently. Oh, would you like to hear a story? I got many more stories to tell you. Yeah, this is how you get into pure fiction. That was the mode I was talking about. And I have not tried it since the last time I did my first run, so yeah, I should probably try to at least get like 1 star here. Probably not in
If you like to hear
Star
a
Wars
story,
mode though.
just come.
Let me flip it. Flip it? There we go. Oh, I did get a star there. I could probably get 2 though if I actually made a better team comp. Because I kind of was just really botched it there. But wait, no. Let's talk to the bird.
Story, just come and find me anytime.
Do you have any stories that aren't so intense? I got lots of other stories, but they're just not ready for this universe. I could tell you the stories if you'd like. You just won't be rewarded for it. But seeing as you're so serious, but seeing that you're so curious, then why don't you give this story a listen? Almost everyone knows that the general of the Luofu is Jing Yuan, but only a few know about the other person actually making decisions and controlling the Luofu. Jing Yuan is merely a general to fool the public. It's that secret shadow general who is really running the show. Ooh, who might the shadow general be? This person is someone who always keeps their cards close, super close, hiding in plain sight at the marketplace. Everyone takes her for just a powerless peasant living hand to mouth. Naturally, this is the most secure option. Be it the Abundance Emanator or a Lord Ravager, it was impossible to accurately determine the identity of the Shadow General. The Shadow General was a skilled diviner, but would not stoop to using the art of personal gain. In her estimation, seeking luck and avoiding misfortune is what Meteor Court people do. If you want to win big, you have to bet big, and not be afraid of losing. For example, on that day an alliance was formed to assist the Intelligentsia Guild in purging abominations within a star zone. Believed that because their rallied forces were superior, they should assault the weakest link. But the Shadow General countered, "No, we should assault the most strongly defended part." Fully aware of the Shadow General's hardcore nature, none of the 6 charioteers dare raise any objection. Only Fu Xuan inquired, trembling with trepidation, "Esteemed Qingque, the enemy is well prepared. If we attack a strongly defended garrison in haste, our forces risk becoming surrounded." The Shadow General smiled as she flitted a jade tile between her fingers and said, "Ooh, foo-foo. Let's make a bet. I bet there's no bullets in their guns." Oh shit. It turns out bad blood between the Borson and the Wing Weavers had completely collapsed logistics supplies for this mercenary legion. The weakest link was actually their only remaining strength, while they seemed to be the most heavily defended part was actually where all the scattered remnants of the officers lurked in a vain attempt to deceive the Alliance. It's a great pity that the General Qingque was never willing to show her face in public. Her wisdom and power went unknown for so long. But in the end, she could only become an urban legend. Well, goddamn, maybe she should be a general of the Luofu.
Would you like to hear
or
a story?
at least one of
I've got many more
the
stories
generals
I could tell
of the Xianzhou Alliance. Got some more questions to ask. What exactly are you? Just like you, I'm a creation. I suppose so. We were all created in some way. Well, what do you want? Just like you, I prevent the cosmos from trending towards its own destiny, inevitability, conclusion, signal system, predestined harmony. Huh.
So you're trying to avoid, like, a finality of some sort? Huh. Why do you only talk with me? As mentioned, you would build the tides of the cosmos. Okay, fair enough. Would you like to hear a story? Nah, I think I'm good, dog.
If you want to read and pick out a book, just go in and browse around.
Alright.
Call me when you want to pay.
Oh, okay. I think I at least got plenty of money, but I think I bought every book in the store available.
You pay, then pick out your bookmark you like. Hold them close to your Jade Abacus and download them to read later.
Oh. So it's like one of those things, you got like one of those little tags that you read out and you can read it out on your tablet or phone.
If you don't have a Jade Abacus, or if you like the feeling of a book in your hands, just grab one off the shelf.
Oh, thank God, they actually do have some available. Scroll
rolls, bound bamboo strips, printed and bound paper books. We've got all of the formats. Anyway, just come and see me if you'd like to buy a book.
Actually, I'd like to have a little chat with you.
Okay. Well, as you can see, I got nothing to do, so let's chat.
About the supernatural tales of the Xianzhou.
The boss here is obsessed with all the supernatural stories told on the ship, and even pays through the nose to make visits to the other Xianzhou ships. He never really finds anything, but he has fun along the way. In fact, most of these stories are just due to the otherworldly species or mere coincidence. The Xianzhou people aren't really flustered by any of that, and barely raise an eyebrow. But the boss says that no matter how brilliant the world is, people always need to have dark and ghostly stories. Reality isn't interesting. That's what interesting isn't real. Adding flourish is normal, and vagueness adds flavor. He's got this phrase etched into his belt.
And about recent bestsellers? Is one of them, as I've written, perhaps?
There's a new suspense novel out there that's very popular, but I haven't read it yet, so I can't go over the exact details. But if you're interested in such stories, just buy it, and you'll know for sure. On Xianzhou, we have immortal people, novel technology, and fantastical visitors from exoplanets. But somehow, everyone wants to read about the primitive crimes conducted in snowbound manor houses with no cloud knights, no technology, no superpowers.
Like detective novels and shit. Bit of a whodunit. Or The Shining.
I don't really get it. Perhaps that's the charm of mystery novels?
Oh, definitely. The appearance of books on Xianzhou all seem kind of retro. Yeah, sure, we can actually read them on the Jade Abacus, either like equivalent of smartphones or tablets. But they still have books and scrolls and shit. I mean, one of the more inefficient things to read is a freaking scroll. What if it ends up you drop it in and completely unrolls, and then you have to roll the whole damn thing back up to keep it together? Seems like it'd be easily ripped if you know, move the actual dowels the wrong way.
Ah, yes, the tourists often make this remark. In fact, if you want, you can take the corresponding bookmark you like from the books, hold them close to your Jade Abacus, and download them to read later.
Just what I was thinking.
I personally like downloading and reading off my Jade Abacus, but there's always people who like the feeling of holding paper books in their hands. The longer people live, the more they crave this kind of ceremony. These physical books are such a pain. They take up space and need daily cleaning.
Yeah, I suppose so. I wouldn't say daily cleaning, though. But, I don't know, I think books were definitely built a bit differently. Yeah, I'll check you out another time.
Anyway you go, then take care.
Wait, does she have, like, any books I don't have?
Which
just,
one do you
just
need?
to make sure.
I'll be...
Nah, I got it all. And how many have I read? Probably nothing. What the hell? Dude, I can't read what the hell she's saying. That's not really good. How come I don't recognize this character? What would you know? It's called cursive script. Oh, that was it? Now, I definitely remember just coming over here earlier and kind of tried to break this one base over here. But, well, I'll get to it in a sec. Barum Vanilla. Oh, yeah, I remember this thing was part of, like, a puzzle that I really, really liked. It was really fun.
I'm a
Not too difficult.
mushroom.
I see that. You often talk to mushrooms? No? Oh. I'm so sad. Wait, why are you a mushroom again?
I've always been a mushroom. Fine. Let me explain. After thinking about it, I think I'm more suited for gloominess. Originally, I just wanted Master Kong to format me to be done with everything. But the experiences I had with you all were so very precious. So I decided not to.
Right, Gong was that artisan guy that was up on the other floor.
Now just treat me as a stranger mushroom and let that be the mutual understanding between us.
But wait.
I'm so sad.
But I'm curious.
I'll tell you everything I know, even though I'm just a mushroom.
Well, what are you?
I call myself a mushroom. What would you say I am?
I still think you look like an umbrella.
Of course, mushrooms are shaped like an umbrella.
Yeah, it looks like an umbrella with a little lantern up below, but yeah, kind of quite the resemblance between mushrooms and umbrellas.
I think you're a little biased against mushrooms. Oh, I'm so sad.
But why are you still here? Well, I guess it's a nice shaded place here for a mushroom to linger in the dark and gloominess.
Because I'm a failure of a mushroom.
But how did you fail?
Do you think mushrooms shouldn't fail? I'm used to it. Actually, I used to have a master. He was a skilled craftsman at the Artisanship Commission. My master wants me to help him write poetry. I said, but I'm just a mushroom.
Yeah, I see the sadness has really overwhelms you.
You learned how to give quick answers. Oh, I'm so sad. May your path be filled with many mushrooms. Bye.
God freaking knows. Alright. Shoot, I'm at 2 hours and a half. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do the last, another map here. At least not something as big as the one I was planning on doing, but let's just do this last guy over here. I tried to hit this thing, and apparently, it said, oh, you're so inquisitive. Most people probably wouldn't notice a little vase over here in the corner. So, I'll reward you. Come back with some trash, and I'll give you a reward. Or something like that. The vase stands there, as much as a mundane object as the immortal in the vase claims. You've broken countless vases like this before, but it's definitely different from all those other vases. Even if you can't tell what the difference is, its presence is overwhelming, but is somehow ignored by passerby. Do I have the stuff to put in there? Oh, hell yeah, I do. You gaze down at the trash in your hands, then back at this relatively small vase. Can you really stuff this much trash into the vase? But it's not something for you to ponder over. After all, pedestrians in the Exalting Sanctum also can't imagine you running all over the place with bags of trash. Yeah, I may as well get rid of this stuff. At least it's Not as hazardous as the fucking bomb I have on me. You stuff one bag into the base, it should drop down into the bottom, but you don't hear any sound. Then you shove in the remaining trash. They disappear without a sound. Uh-oh. Hold on for a sec. This is the hustle and bustle of the mortal realm. I didn't expect you to actually bring it. Very well. That's exactly what I wanted. Here's a gift for you. The gates to the celestial realm are open. Come and get it. Okay. You dip your left hand in as a precaution, keeping your dominant hand free to use a weapon. A toothbrush or a fork in the future. Okay. Just in case I'm, like, stuck here. I have to live here now. I have to eat and sleep and brush my teeth here. Good foresight. Great foresight. You touch the bottom of the vase, the rubbish you dropped in is nowhere to be found. There's nothing that might be the immortal in the vase. Then you do feel something. It's the immortal's gift. You pull out your hand, the vase stands before you in silence. Son of a bitch, I only got rice? Oh, I got some Strail and, some... Oh, I guess it's a normal base now. Well, I got some, XP books, I believe. Can I actually destroy it now? Ashveil, it's right in front of you. Okay, I guess I can't actually damage it again. Alright, there's one more spot I need to go to. Wait, no, there's all this over here in front of this building. Almost forgot. You ladies doing anything?
Drop by the realm.
I heard your fur baby got lost. I just finished registering with the Realm Keeping Commission. God, this is taking a while. I swear to God, that's all she's gonna say. They're good at catching stray pets. And they're all good. And that's all they're good for. How hilarious.
Almost time to wrap up the assignment again.
How about you, mate? You doing anything here? Just chilling? Alright, got an orderly. Wait, this is the orderly that stand guy was talking about. That food stand guy was talking about.
2 centuries passed, and then another 2 centuries.
Damn. Time really just flows by, don't it? Please head inside the Chancery office for any official business. I'm just a lowly orderly. But I want to talk with you. As long as we don't talk about work, I'll talk about anything. Do you really work here at the Realm Keeping Commission? Is it that obvious? Actually, I'm one of the armed guards at the Realm Keeping Commission. We're usually nothing more to do, so I just stand by the door and keep watch. Well, where's your weapon then? No. So, the Realm Keeping Commission doesn't actually have any armed guards. I'm just a lowly orderly after all. And what do orderlies do then? So you're really interested in that, huh? Alright, I'll tell you. It's really simple, actually. Diplomatically, we can say we carry out executive orders. But really, it's just a bunch of menial tasks. We slog through chores, run errands, get paid the lowest rank of wages. Do you know this old Xianzhou saying? Starships need to fly high, but not burn energy. This saying sums up the life of us orderlies at the Realm Keeping Commission. What sort of place is the Realm Keeping Commission? Oh, that's a great question. Let me think. On the surface, we're the department that handles general affairs for the Xianzhou.
The census resource allocation, environmental protections, time calibration. We get up to all of these things. That sounds pretty incredible. To be blunt, it's just a bunch of everyday chores like listening to daily problems, allocating food stocks, cleaning up after people, and notifying the public about the time. It sounds really lofty and amazing, but take, for example, our Chancery. It deals with all kinds of difficult details that people run into in their everyday lives. It could be small as the city appearance, right up to a large civil lawsuit. If you can keep anything that the government should be doing, then come to us. But I should personally advise you to try solving things first yourself. After all, once all the tasks have been allocated, it's always a lowly orderly like me who has to suffer. Is that really all I can talk to him about? Nothing about that his admirer up there? Well, then again, he has an admirer, but I don't think he's really caught his attention. Yeah, okay, I guess that's it. Alright, let's actually go inside the Realm Keeping Commission, Chancery. Who am I gonna be listening to here? Oh, just like these guys? Calm down, you two. I've seen this thousands of times before, and you're not special. You have the full support of the Realm Keeping Commission. If you take it... you have the full support of the Realm Keeping Commission if you like to get a divorce. Register that with me. If you don't want to get divorced and just need some couples therapy from us, then just blink twice. How can you say that? Let's go home, darling. Yeah, how can you persuade people to get divorced from the get-go? Let's leave. Ignore the stupid officer. Oh. Well, that's everything taken care of then. Cool, easy fix. Old man awaiting deportation. Oh, there's still someone willing to chat with this old coffin dodger. Haven't heard that one before. When people get older, they can catch pneumonia just by having a sip of water. My aching, aging throat. Yeah, are you alright, dog? They've already given me meds, so I'll just rest and recover. And, what are you doing here? Is it really strange for criminals waiting for reparation by the Sky-faring Commission to be waiting here? I'm about Tuta. I used to be a judge at the Qingque Republic. My side hustle was a travel writer. Yeah, I'm just gonna chat with him more. I thought people nowadays are just a bunch of heartless savages. Let's talk. Maybe you can learn something from my short life. What kind of country do you come from? My homeland, the Qingque Republic, is a great nation. We have a vast territory and efficient government, honest officials, and upstanding people. The Qingque Republic was said to be made from nothing by Ashveil, the trailblazer, when they established the Star Rail. Ooh, Ashveil mentioned? Sweet. Leading my ancestors on their path of exile to their ever-summer paradise. In gratitude for their kindness, my ancestors selected warriors and embarked on trailblazing expeditions to transform dead worlds into living ones. About a millennium has passed since its foundation. We've always really seen 17 star systems with a vast territory and rich products. That's why our nation needs someone like me, a judge. Many planets exist in ecological environments different from this one. And so the Prime Minister and Council, that is, our government, needs judges like me to help ratify laws and regulations tailored to each of the differing local conditions. when I was 20, I graduated from the Royal Academy of Laws, becoming a Doctor of Law at 24. A year later, I passed the qualification examination to become a judge. I can still remember the Prime Minister at the time, Madame Weinzer, awarded me my medal and encouraged me to dedicate my life to the people of the motherland. Just like her. Ah, how energized I was back then. The moment Madame Weinzer placed that medal on me, I felt like a carefree kid again. Never to be tired again. That fantasy of vitality was so strong that I was only 20 years ago when attending the state funeral of Madame Weinzer that I realized for the first time that all of this would happen to me one day. Too old to handle official duties, too weak to handle continual interstellar travel, I ultimately lie here helpless on a hospital bed, desperately counting all the things I should have done, but didn't. All those people I should have seen, but hadn't. That has twisted me into the kind of person I hate most. The kind who's loyal to their desires and gives no second thoughts to breaking the law. Oh, so what, you decided to cause some trouble on the Xianzhou then? I just realized I still have Ashveil out. Oh well. You mentioned that you used to be a travel writer? I used to be a travelogue writer before coming to Xianzhou. I've traveled all over the cosmos, experiencing all the customs and peoples of different star systems. I recorded these travel experiences in truth, put them into print, and immediately aroused enthusiastic responses. Actually, I have no misgivings. It's not due to any beautiful prose of mine, but rather because Klimt has always been like that. Any non-fiction writing is enough to rouse an impressed readership. The late Madame Weinzer once said, "Whoever has measured the soil of the motherland with their feet is willing to spill their blood there." What she said is true. I've seen new cities rise up on the richest planets. I've worked with nomadic herders of the poorest planets. I've seen the sun rise, set on every planet in my home system, and also the ebb and flow of every tide. In places where disasters rage rampant, I found against the local beasts with the farmers. On frontiers Sigmata, I've somehow survived combat against the Antimatter Legion. But all I've seen is still but a drop in the ocean. My journey is not yet complete, but I will die soon with regrets. Am I greedy for longevity? Yes, but I'm greedier for the calling of a traveler. It's over. It's all over. So, you came to the Luofu to experience longevity? Oh dear, no wonder why he's waiting to get shipped off to jail or whatever. You really are a quick one, are you? But please, let me start at the beginning. When I was in my early 30s, I once went to see the late Madame Weinzer. I told her I was going to run for prime ministry. I was still young back then and brimming with exuberance, but Madame Weinzer shook her head and told me, "It's still early. Go to the human world first." Then I went to the human world and I saw the field hospitals on the front lines lacking doctors and... Oh, hey Taro.
Sorry, he just came shooting through. Actually, it's probably way past lunchtime for them.
Don't worry, I'll get it soon, baby boy.
I saw that not every young girl out there got to experience a fair life. I saw the farmers in the desert struggling to survive. I saw that not every young girl out there got to experience a fair life. Truth. I made a lot of promises back in those days. I've been fighting to keep them to this day. But then I woke up from a long dream, only discovered that I could no longer walk. Wait until you're old, and you'll find that your body's like an old grandfather clock that's gone wrong. At first you think it just needs some oil, then the gears wear out. Mainspring loosens and the pendulum loses its accuracy. Yeah, I really wish I didn't have Ashveil out for this. People are just like monkeys riding a unicycle while trying to juggle, while hurting to catch those 3 balls up in the air. You still have to keep stepping on those pedals to spin the wheel, maintain the balance. I'm old, and somewhat confused, but I remember every promise well. I'm afraid I'll never have the time to fulfill them. That's why I've come to Xianzhou, because I have to be here. This is the only place where I can fight the ravages of time. Yeah, I'll leave you to it, buddy, but nice story, bro. You go then. Don't waste your time here any longer with a criminal. Alright. I just have a couple more folks that... Whoa! This man's voice seems familiar to you. Where have you heard it before? I definitely remember that I did some kind of missions here too. There you are, punk. Have we met before? He tried his best to recall, as though he were a beggar scraping out the last coins from his empty wallet. Every action must be held accountable. Yes, but I'm afraid I've lost count of the number of people I've run this scam on. That's okay, I didn't get scammed anyway. What the hell was that about?
Excuse me, what business would you like to conduct?
Greetings. What can the Realm Keeping Commission help you with today?
Madam, I've been scammed.
Are you the victim? State your name, occupation, and amount of losses. Please recount for me your entire experience of getting scammed on the street. You must be the victim.
Wait. Oh, please recount to me your entire experience of getting scammed in the street. That's what she said, I think.
You must be the victim. This guy used this old family treasure sword scam to trick Outworlders all the time. Victims are unfamiliar with Xianzhou history, so are easily tricked.
Oh yeah, that guy that I talked to the other day, the one that let the spear out and was literally just some piece of junk thing that would break at the slightest touch and be like, hey, that was a family heirloom and I should be compensated for it. God, I gotta remember to come to this lady the next time I meet a scammer. And I've already been supposedly 2 today. Maybe 3.
What then was the amount lost?
No losses for that. Yeah, I just kind of sent him on his way. Or rather, I just kind of confronted him and he backed off.
Very astute. Next time when you encounter a situation, remember to seek help from your nearby Realm Keeping Commission officer.
Ooh.
Excuse me, what business would you like to conduct?
Yeah, there's a few things I'd like to ask.
Go ahead. I'll do my best to answer.
It seems to me that you're the most reliable person in the whole Chancery.
I'm not at liberty to promptly respond to that question. May I ask, would you like to hear the formal response from the Realm Keeping Commission officer? Or the complete from the regular staff member? I'll take it from another officer. All public officials at the Chancery have their own focus, and everyone is an integral member of the Realm Keeping Commission. I can only express my gratitude to your assessment as most reliable, and would refrain from any comments from the other parts. Hopefully, you can keep paying attention to supporting the work of the Realm Keeping Commission. I heard the official Daho used to be in the Cloud Knights. That's about official Daho's personal life. May I ask, would you like to hear the formal response from the Realm Keeping Commission officer, or personal gossip for me? How about we get a little saucy here? You don't seem like the gossiping kind. So I'll tell you. Actually, when official Daiho was still in the Cloud Knights, he saved my life. Ooh. My admiration of him has led me to join the Cloud Knights myself. I worked myself to the bone, and eventually I joined his elite squad. Ooh. Later on, General Jing Yuan was right about him getting struck with early onslaught Mara due to his combat experience, and hope you would accept his censure position at the Realm Keeping Commission official in the Exalting Sanctum, and keep him from the pains of life and death. Oh. Is that why you're here too? Traipsing after him again? I applied for a transfer. General Jing Yuan let me come to be a minor officer at the Realm Keeping Commission. I thought it would be a great to help out official Daho, but as you can see now, I'm always putting in overtime with chores until midnight, which is far more than just doing a solid for someone. You're behaving a little big for your britches. It's business hours now. You're an Outworlder with an inquiry, and I'm an officer at the Realm Keeping Commission. Being disciplined is the expected work manner of a Realm Keeping Commission officer. How would you like if public officials crack jokes and chat with you during work hours? I'd say keep up the great work. There's nothing great about it. It's the least that we can do. Thank you for your attention and support of the work of the Realm Keeping. Thank you for your attention and support to the work of the Realm Keeping Commission. Alright, I'm pretty good. Sure. That was pretty relaxed. Oh shit, where'd that guy go? Dude just buggered off. Ah, you must be the infamous Daho.
I'd rather go into battle than wait around in Realm Keeping Commission meetings.
Oh, so he was kind of forced to come here then, from what he just said. Things would be a lot easier around here if General Affairs Office stopped holding so many pointless meetings. So, young lady, how can I help you today? I got some things to talk about. I won't be able to answer if it's too difficult. You can answer Officer Jingyan instead. Well, what does an officer do every day? Officers are managers in the Chancery, responsible for coordinating at local internal and external affairs. That's the surface definition. Actually, the main job involves going to meetings at the Realm Keeping Commission's General Affairs Office and spreading their ideas. Honestly, I'm not very good at these clerical jobs. I used to be the leader of the Cloud Knight squad that reported directly to General Jing Yuan. Are you surprised? I'm like a fish in water when it comes to weaponry, not when it comes to office meetings. However, veteran soldiers are far more likely than everyday citizens to be stricken with Mara, something to do with post-traumatic stress. Anyway, it's very dangerous. So they've transferred me to be an officer. There's no life or death situation here, but it ain't easy work. I don't know how exactly what I'm doing, but I know that I'm busy. Officer Jing Yuan. Officer Jin Yan seems very capable. Oh yeah, she's quite good and very little of a gossip. She's the most capable girl I've ever met. No matter what the job is, she will get it done.
She used to be my subordinate back when I was still in the Cloud Knights. She came over with me when I was transferred to the Realm Keeping Commission. I taught her everything I knew, but for some reason she chose to stick around. Sometimes I even wonder whether this work at the Realm Keeping Commission is hindering her future career prospects. But I've never actually said it out loud, and she's become an indispensable part of the Chancery. Offer Songin doesn't seem very motivated. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to talk to that guy yet. That little punk hasn't always been this way. Apparently he used to be an elite at the General Affairs Office. But he became completely demotivated after some kind of setback, and was transferred to our jurisdiction. In any other workplace, he'd be cast aside for being lazy, right? But I want to give him some more time. He's just not ready yet. We have no way of really understanding him, but at least we can give him enough time to be it decades or centuries. That's one of the few great benefits of living in a long life society. Of course, I don't think time alone is enough to solve every problem. If he doesn't make changes for himself, then the problems he's facing will never change either. Yeah, I think that's a good enough here. Alright, it's time for me to watch the news anyway. See you later. Yeah, here's the supposed slacker here. If the Realm Keeping Commission could give me the cash directly and let me stay at home all day without doing this troublesome job, that'd be great. Isn't that kind of the whole point of this job? Anyway, it doesn't matter what I do or not do, the results are always going to be the same. Why not cut out the middle part? Eavesdropping is rude, lady, you know. What's up? If it's something important, please go to the official Daho, and for literally anything else, please approach Dr. Jinyan. What issues would you be handling normally? I'm the kind of person who hates inconvenience. If you have any kind of work that's not too tiring, not too troublesome, then I'm down for that. I'm the Realm Keeping Commission's most intelligent, and I only show up when those two get stuck. Just look at those two, and I'm mainly talking about Officer Jingyan here. Still going at it so hard, so I don't have to. I just so happen to have a really thorny problem that I could use your help with. No. Any thorny problem should be handed over to Jingyan. She's the main backbone of the Realm Keeping Commission. Well, thankfully she's actually built for this, unlike her superior. But that's probably, well, not really a good thing. Actually, she ought to be in charge. Have you heard of the saying before? With little power comes little responsibility? This little refers to me. The little refers to me. Miss, put aside your judgmental look and put in the hours working long and hard before. And I was, once upon a time, considered an elite officer of the General Affairs. Besides, why do I work at the Realm Keeping Commission? If it weren't for my failed investments, with all the curves of the chart going down, and only the prices are going up, working has become a necessary option. I hustled, and I failed. Now, this is the best effort I could put into work right now. Hey, don't leave just yet. As long as we're chatting here, there won't be any new tasks assigned to me. Let's chat a little longer, miss. Yeah, let's chat. Thanks for doing that for me, lady. Let's talk about literally anything. So, what do you actually get up to at the Realm Keeping Commission? Based on my observation, Jinyan basically does everything, dealing with fraud, riots, various emergencies, and criminal investigations. When there's trouble, call the Realm Keeping Commission. Really is a common saying about the Xianzhou Luofu. And what do you do then? As the Realm Keeping Commission's most intelligent, naturally I engage in cerebral activity. Of course I get some work done. Residents get watched cats, dogs, or Rumaton puppets, or missing household ingenia. Well, that's my wheelhouse. I would apply for field work and then check out the tea house to investigate. Don't you have any sense of duty?
That's such a serious accusation. I used to be a very responsible officer too. In fact, it's because I was too responsible that I paid a heavy price. Now I don't dare take on any more responsibility. I may be lower in the Chancery pecking order than even D-Ting, but I never lose courage. As long as I never tried to live up to expectations, there's nothing to get mad about. If you hear about a rich lady who needs her dog walked all day, let me know. I could quit my job at Realm Keeping Commission anytime. Duly noted. The Realm Keeping Commission Chancery sure is a small place. Yeah, this room is awfully tiny. After all, we only look after one zone. Fair enough. The Realm Keeping Commission is the general affairs organization of the Xianzhou Luofu, and also the institution that engages with the public of Luofu most often. Every zone has its own Realm Keeping Commission Chancery to keep up with the needs of citizens. There are many other chanceries aboard the Xianzhou Luofu. They're all pretty small in size, but large in amount. There, that's good. Nice wide net there of several offices, several dozen probably. How have you not been fired yet? There's no need to be like that. I may not be diligent in my work, but I haven't committed any severe fireable offenses yet. Let me put it this way. Even Almighty Officer Jing Yan has clashed with people who came for official business because she's not tactful enough. And that's where I come in, and things will go more smoothly. Everyone has their place in a place like this. Just like the gears turn as they do, and the chains pull as they do. Well, I guess he's still part of the machine here. I have heard some Outworlders talking about workplace culture back in their homeworld. Work attitudes like mine would have long been driven out of their version of realm-keeping commissions. I do proclaim the Xianzhou Luofu to be a far superior place. Yeah, I say that's pretty good here. Alright, if you have problems need solving, trouble Jingyan, and if you have time need killing, you're welcome to chat with me. Cool thing. Okay, well, oh, Jesus Christ. I think I'm probably actually gonna not go over to another location. I was gonna go to Arum Alley, but there's probably just as many people there as there were here, actually. It's a slightly less, bigger map than it was with, what was it? Central Star Skiff Haven. So I'm just gonna save that for another time. Probably later tonight. Alright, so there you have it. That was me talking to folks over at Cloudford and Exalting Sanctum. That definitely took a lot longer than I thought it would. That was nearly 3 hours, but again, that's kind of like the average amount for this kind of streaming. I think I managed to get Eurillo 6 in probably 3 parts, and Herta Space Station, that was only 2. But then again, Herta was a little bit smaller, and I was a little bit disorganized getting about with Bella Bog and all the other locations on Eurillo 6. And this one, at least, I do like scat ahead a little bit, just clear any monsters that I might have to run into, which I might have to in a couple occasions. But no, it's been pretty much a closed system where I've been at so far on the maps I've been to. Also, I should probably check my, if I can update my CPU too, because I have 18, warnings of... How many of it was? 18 warnings of high CPU usage. I definitely have paid more attention to that happening a lot recently. I don't think it's really disturbed too much of the stream itself, although my chat got disconnected a few times, but whatever. It's not like really anything's happened there other than the one message from Bella, but I'm sure she'll come back some other time. Whatever. But yeah, I should probably get some kind of update for the CPU. I was like
either like trying to figure out if there's any updates or drivers that I can use, but no, I think it's getting worn out, or there's some kind of like something physically I need to do with it, either like, I don't know, apparently putting thermal paste on it or whatever. Maybe I can just crack it open and replace the chip, but who knows? That's probably not going to be quite feasible. I have a very small computer tower. I can't even open it up myself. At least I tried to once, just so I can properly clean out like a fan or something. But yeah, I don't want to be janking around in there at all. So I might have to take my computer in at some point tomorrow or whatever to get looked at. I'll have to call around. But at least I got this done today. There's definitely a lot of locations to deal with here, and this is definitely going to be more than a 3-part series, especially even if I have to make each stream about 3 hours long. It's definitely going to take more than 3 parts to probably get to everybody on the Xianzhou. Because, oh my god, there's, well, I was going to do our room alley this time, but then you have a little bit of the Divination Commission, Artisan Commission, Fixed Roll Garden. Jesus Christ, there's just a shitload of people that are split against probably 7 more maps. Almost. I don't know. There's probably nothing at Scale Gorge Waterscape, maybe. But whatever, I'll have to scout again. See if there's any, like, I don't know, missions or something I need to interact with that I might need to trigger something. But still, I'm very horribly concerned about the health of my computer, because goddamn, Shizai is like literally gonna get booted into Genshin in like a few hours. Actually, I'm probably gonna have to log off and try to see what the hell I'm gonna do over at Genshin before it shuts down for the update at like 5 o'clock today. I just checked my wrist, but yeah, I have a bit of time. But anyway, I do apologize not trying to do a stream yesterday in the middle of the day yesterday, even though I pretty much had the time to do it. It's just I had a bit of an emergency here because, well, just to put it plainly, I had my rabbit's appointment yesterday. I had 2 rabbits, Iris and Taro, and I went in to with the 2 of them, and I ended up leaving with only 1 of them. So I'm still a little bit upset about that. I feel better today, but it's hard to look around and realize that I have have that carrier, have the her set up there. I didn't want to clean it out too early, but I might have to do it today because, well, I need to vacuum up the floor anyway, but I'm probably going to keep some things that probably still have like her scent on her, and hopefully my other rabbit doesn't try to like reclaim his territory by like peeing on it or something. But I think he's doing okay. I mean, they weren't really tightly bonded, so I mean, literally, when we had to say goodbye, I don't think he really cared too much. If anything, he just wanted to leave because, well, I ended up staying at the clinic a little bit longer than anticipated, unfortunately. But yeah. Well, she was always kind of a handful to take care of. I mean, just kind of always, well, obviously she has like her pooping problems and all that. She was always a mess, and she'd have a dirty booty because she was just had kind of a rough life, so she probably just didn't really know how to really use the litter box well enough. But whatever, I was happy to take care of her for the time that I managed to have with her. And I just didn't really notice that maybe she was breathing a little bit harder, and turned out she had like a metastasized mass in her chest cavity. So, and the doctor said that she probably wasn't going to be blasted in probably another week or so. So I just decided, well, we're already here. We might as well just have to say our goodbye here. So that's kind of what happened. Yeah, I was also didn't sleep too much last night either, so the previous night, so I ended up needing to catch up on some Z's too. But I feel a little bit better, but yeah, I definitely have to deal with all of this today. Just so much to do. I just didn't really expect her to have to go so quickly, but she was a Netherland dwarf, and rabbits do tend to hide their issues, and Netherland dwarfs tend to have quite a few. So she definitely had it pretty good. Anyway, so that's what happened yesterday. But whenever I'm doing double streams today. And just keep on going. At least as well as I can be with how my computer keeps running, because I think it's just needs some TLC or whatever. I mean, I think I've only had this computer tower for I definitely got it during COVID, so it's only maybe 6 years old since I started using it, but I do use it every day. And now I'm kind of pushing it hard because now I want to be a streamer, and now it's just overworking itself trying to keep up the feed for the game, and the connection to YouTube and all that. I mean, it's not working hard right now that it's just like me on the screen, but it's definitely something I really need to look forward to, because again, Gitchin is doing their update literally today, and I need to make sure that my streams don't crash out on me just because my CPU is running just a little bit hotter or whatever. But whatever, those are issues I'll deal with, and I'll be back later tonight around 8 Central Time like I usually do. I'll try not to be late, and yeah, I'll probably carry on doing the rest of the locations that I need to do. So if you enjoyed that, drop a like and subscribe, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. This is a new time of day that I've been doing. It's been a while since I've done any morning streams or midday streams. But anyway, that's going to be it for me tonight. I mean... Not tonight. It's still bright outside. So bright outside. And hot. It's probably like really hot outside and humid. I hate Missouri weather so goddamn much. At least the show last night was pretty good. It was a little humid, but otherwise great. Very great show. But yeah, that's going to be it for me right now until later. And I'll let y'all do what you guys are going to do for the rest of the day or evening time, whatever it is for you, and I'll be back when I am. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you then. Bye.